is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CFs, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business, car key replacements, and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Sports Grill on Bird Road, Miami Lakes, and their newest location in Doral is now hiring. If you're looking to join a great company and South Florida institution, give them a ring or drop an email. Sports Grill is hiring all kinds of positions from hostess to servers, bartenders, or join the kitchen staff to craft some great food for their amazing customers. Please send your resume to m.cruz@sportsgrillmiami.com or call 305-219-5726. That's 305-219-5726. Sports Grill. Good food, good drink, good friends.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
And welcome aboard. It is a little cut day action here on the show as every team in the NFL is working their way down to 53. The Miami Dolphins are one of them. We've got Jared Dokes, Mohamed Sanu, Blaze Andrews, Lynn Bowden Jr., Solomon Kinley, Sony Michel, Zaquandre White, Quincy Wilson, Owen Carney, Elijah Hamilton, Niall Scott, Adam Pankey, Darius Hodge, D'Angelo Ross waived in a settlement, Calvin Munson placed on IR, Porter Gustin, Kellen Deesh, Brennan Scarlett, Cameron Good, surprise there, Vernon McKinley III, Keon Smith, and Larnell Coleman have all been released. I may be missing a name or two there. I'm trying to keep up with everything that is coming across right now. Let's see. Tanner Connor. Yeah, Barry Jackson's, he's guessing that he's going to be placed on the IR, which is what makes sense to me, that they like him a lot and kind of stash him for the year. Ooh, I'm sorry. Teams do those things? No. But anyway, so Tanner, maybe he's got an injury, so they place him on the IR, stash him for a year. He's a developmental player, so that way you can kind of – it's another way of, keeping a prospect for the following year. Everybody does. They've been doing it for years. And the player's happy because he's getting paid, and, it's all good in the hood. So it's all well. So we'll see what happens now. Remember, they could be eyeing other things, too, at the same time, because this is the back end of the roster. So if they feel there's somebody out there that they feel is a better fit, a better talent, whatever, they're going to make that move. So far, most of the things have not been a surprise for me, except for Cameron Good, who I like, and I thought he would make the roster. Sam Eguavoen has still been is still on the roster, which, whatever. I mean, if that's what they want to go, that's fine. I guess with Good, they probably feel he hasn't done enough that they can sneak him onto the practice squad and keep him there, and then eventually, if they develop him, they will then move him to the active roster. That's what I would imagine that they're doing, because Eguavoen obviously is, or Eguavoen. I don't know. He changes it every other week. We'll see if they keep more of the experience there. To me, here's a guy that makes plays, special teams, but as a linebacker, never in a game. It's always preseason, and I don't know, man. I have an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? So we shall see. And good morning to everybody out there. Obviously, Jamie Zorria, number one, from San Jose, California. Thank you, sir. As always, Steve Chapman is in. Says, my chats seem to be disappearing yesterday and today. Why? It's there. I see it. Scott Primus is in. Who's gone, Big O? I hit you with the news already, and we'll keep you updated on everything else going on also around the league. And if there's any names out there, we'll keep you updated on all of that. Sean Stanley, I'm sure, will keep you updated also. He'll help me out like he always does when I'm on the air, because he is my eyes and ears while I'm on the air, because I can't keep up with everything going on. And so we will go over all of this stuff as they trim it down to 53 and get ready for week one. I'm so damn excited about this season, man. God, I am looking forward to this season. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's, in a way, I think a lot of us, and I'm talking about the Dolphin Nation, of course, right now. I think what's going on with all of us, and I don't speak for most of you or all of you, but I try sometimes, because we all are related in the same way and we have the same pains when it comes to sports. And part of us looking forward to this upcoming season, you know what it is, right? Deep down inside, we have to we have to self-analyze ourselves and all of that. And sometimes you're not willing to do it, but I'll do it for you, because I feel the same thing you do. I want to put Adam Gase in the rearview mirror. I want to put Flo in the rearview mirror. I want to put Bullygate. I want to put Cam Cameron. I want to put all the past, like the last 20 years almost. I want to forget most of it, like sprinkle in Ricky Williams and the Lamar Smith year or something. You know what I'm saying? There's very few seasons that we really enjoyed ourselves. But outside of that, that's really what it is. There's a lot of pain in our lives as Dolphin fans. And I think that's why we look forward to all of this more than anything else. It's because we need to put this shit away. We want to forget about the bad. And we want new memories, and we want good memories, and we want permanent memories, and we want consistent memories. Like what we get from the Heat every year. They may not win the title every year, but damn, they're good at least. They get to the playoffs all the damn time. They win some playoff games. Sometimes they go really deep into the playoffs, and wow, wouldn't you know it? They actually win it all every once in a while too. So that's what I want for the Dolphins. That's what you want for the Dolphins. And in a way, we want to put that pain away. Because when you go through the Flow stuff last year, it just brings up Gase. And then it brings up, rest in peace, Sperano, but, the silliness of celebrating field goals. And then it brings up Cam Cameron saying, you're going to love Ted Ginn and his family. These are the things that we've lived through for a long time. The Miami Miracle doesn't mean anything. It's just one stupid play in a terrible season. The play by the receiver, damn it, what's his name? Camarillo. It's just one stupid play to get a win to avoid a winless season, but it was a terrible season. It's not a great moment in Dolphin history or anything like that. In fact, there aren't in the last 20 years, there aren't a lot of moments that I would put up as great moments in Dolphin history. In fact, there are almost none because they're not great enough to be called great moments. Okay? And so that's really why we want to win. Deep down inside, that's why we want to get back to having a good team, because bad memories just stir up more bad memories. And then it just creates this terrible environment that we all hate because we've lived way too damn much of it. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking about that. I was going, man, I'm looking forward to this season. But why am I looking forward to this season? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I need to put away a lot of pain from the last 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of us want to put away a lot of the pain from the last 20 years. And so we're counting on Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer and Tua and, Jalen Phillips and Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill and Emmanuel Ogba and all these cats. We're counting on them to erase all those, not erase because we can't erase them, but let's try to put it behind us. You know what I mean? Because more bad moments just relive and bring back all the other bad moments because they're all tied to each other. Because it's just another, season of unsatisfaction for you and me. You know what I mean? So let's start to have satisfactory seasons. Let's start to build satisfactory season after another, playoff trip after another, deep run after another. Who knows? How about winning a title? You know what I mean? These are things I definitely need the title before I check out. I gotta have that title. It's the only way. But yeah. So that's why we want to win. More than anything. We got to bury all the bad stuff, man. I Got Game in New Jersey says this is the most talented roster we've had in the last 20 years. It looks like a pretty damn good roster, man. I'm with you there. I like it a lot. And it's funny because we're all going to be like, bickering and complaining here and that about the fringe players that are cutting now and they're about to add or trade for or whatever they're making to round out the roster. But when you and I know Christian Wilkins is going to win the Dolphins in the Dolphin games, Emmanuel Ogba and Jalen Phillips, that's what's going to win games. Tyreek and Tua, that's what's going to win games. Teron Armstead, Connor Williams, that's what's going to win games. The guys they're cutting now, maybe one of them helps you out in a game to make a big difference or something in a play or something. But more often than not, the guys that we're going to be arguing about or worried about, like I started off with, like, damn, I'm a little concerned that they cut Cameron Good. Now they, probably going to try to sneak him onto the practice squad, but maybe somebody else gets him. And I kind of like the kid. I like him more than Sam Aguavon. And so, but whatever. But these are the silly things that we're going to be arguing about. But it's really Jerome Baker that's going to win and Melvin Ingram that needs to win for this team and Andrew Van Ginkel. You know what I mean? It's really not Cameron Good. It's really not Sam Aguavon. So that, let's also pump the brakes a little bit on some of that. I did the Lynn Bowden release, I thought that was an interesting one because Craycraft, we talked about this yesterday. Craycraft is the better receiver right now. There's no doubt in my mind. It's not even close. He's more polished. He's just a better receiver right now. Lynn Bowden has more of the God-given gifts over him. But I guess there's still too much rawness, maybe immaturity. There was something that did not convince, but in the end, did Lynn Bowden wow you? No. He did a couple things and he said, hey, all right, cool. But it wasn't anything like I told you. Craycraft or Bowden, there's a chance that neither one of those guys is really going to be the difference maker in a game for you. And I'm wondering if they're also eyeing another returner somehow or something else or trying to trade. Because, hey, listen, Chris Greer, give me a break. Nobody trades more than that dude. That dude is wheeling. He is on the phone right now as we speak with like 8 general managers. Okay? He's been on the phone with like 20 of the 32 general managers since 5 a.m. today. So that guy's capable of doing anything, So I really wonder when I saw the Lynn Bowden thing, because I said, well, maybe you keep Bowden over Craycraft because of the special teams. But was he so dynamic on special teams that you said, oh my God, we've got to keep him? Probably not. So you can understand that uneasiness there. And if you're the head coach, you might go with the devil you know than the devil you don't. And so he knows Craycraft. He doesn't really know Bowden. He also, and I don't know behind the scenes. Remember, he liked Preston Williams' tweet and all that stuff. I don't know how much maturity he lacks, but clearly when he liked that one, he lacks some maturity. So we shall see. Let's see. Dolphins must bring Byron Jones off the PUP list by 4 p.m. or he will miss the first 4 games. McDaniel indicated he's optimistic about him being ready for the start of the season. Barry tweets out there in Jackson. And I agree. And we will find out. We will find out what's going to happen. Let's see what else. With so many touchbacks with the new special teams rules on kickoff and punt returns matter anymore? Yeah, you could say that, but there's always somebody that can give you an edge there. You know what I mean? Not the cutter's edge, but the edge. But you got to make a cut to get the edge. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you've got there's always something, man. There's always an edge to be made if you can. Yo Dudas says, I've always seen the back end of the roster as a balance between the guys who can step up in case of injury and guys who have potential to turn into great players. But it's true, 99% of them don't pan out. Yeah, they're all projects at the back end. Most of them. Some of them do turn out to be really good players and serviceable players and role players and maybe to but few and far between. But yeah. It's what's the name of that the guy for the Lions? Rodrigo or Gonzalez or what's the nickname of the guy? He's a maniac, by the way. He's a maniac. I caught up yesterday. I watched episode 2 and 3 of Hard Knocks. I did a little homework. I watched Hard Knocks yesterday to catch up to episodes 2 and 3, and I was wondering, Sean Stanley, what's the record of teams that are on Hard Knocks? There's been 17 of them. I'll give you that. What's the playoff record of appearing in the playoffs after you're on Hard Knocks? What do you think the record is, Sean Stanley, sir?
1-16.
God damn, dude. No, 7-10. 7-10. And 0-1 for in season because last year the Colts did the first one in season and they didn't make the playoffs. So I went through all of them last night while I was watching the Lions. I said, man, what's the record for teams on Hard Knocks? Do they make the playoffs? And yes, our beloved Dolphins in 2012 did not make the playoffs when they were on Hard Knocks. But did you know that The Bengals have been on Hard Knocks in 2009 and 2013, and both times they made the playoffs. It's pretty amazing, right? Ravens did it in 01. Bengals did it in 09. The Jets made it in 2010 when they were on Hard Knocks. The Texans made it in 2015. The Rams in 2020. And the Cowboys in 2021. Now, the Cowboys are 1-2 on Hard Knocks. They made it in 2021, but failed in 02 and in 08. Rams are 1-1. They made it in 2020, but not in 2016. It's interesting. 2002 Cowboys, 2007 Chiefs, which, by the way, from 2002 to 2007, they didn't have any of the Hard Knocks. 2008 Cowboys, 2012 Dolphins, 2014 Falcons, 16 the Rams, 17 the Bucks, 18 the Browns, 19 the Raiders, 20 the Chargers. So for 5 straight years, from 16 to 20, they did not make the playoffs. And then last year, in 21, the Cowboys made the playoffs. So 7-10 is the record if you're on Hard Knocks overall. I wanted to look at it. Did anybody get the guy's name? If anybody's watching Hard Knocks, who's that Lions linebacker, the Hispanic kid? You're not watching it, Sean? Hard Knocks? No? Rodrigo Gonzalez. I forgot the guy's name, bro. I forgot the damn guy's name. It looks like none of you. Like there's over 400 people. It is Rodrigo. Jonathan Jensen's put in Rodrigo.
Yeah, Chad in the private said Rodrigo.
It is Rodrigo. Okay, there you go. All right, Rodrigo. Rodriguez is the last name there. Yeah, there you go. It is Rodrigo. Okay, there you go. Rodrigo. Yeah, he's a maniac. That kid plays linebacker the way you're supposed to play linebacker. Like you don't care about your body. Like you don't care what's going to happen to you after you're done playing. Unfortunately, that's what you need at linebacker. Pablo says, Chris, I think we have his replacement on the roster now in Skyler. If things go south with Tua, I think Teddy is not the answer. There we go. And you're going to put Skyler in the heat right now. It's funny. But Teddy is not I agree that Teddy's not the answer. Teddy's a fantastic backup. That's what he is, an awesome backup. He's a very mediocre starter. You have no shot at doing anything big with Bridgewater at quarterback, I can tell you that. But as a backup, perfect, man. Get you through a game, get you through a couple weeks, keep the ship afloat. If it's Tua or bust, don't kid yourselves, okay? Tua or bust. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't expect them to, have anything else or any kind of a chance without Tua. I can tell you that. So that part you should definitely, chill out on if you're anti-Tua. Without Tua, you're not going anywhere. There we go. Bring back David Woodley. Perfect. Straight from the dead. He'll come right out of that coffin and lead the Dolphins to the promised land. Bills brought in 4 guys yesterday at trial for putting jobs. Bills are not expected to use the punter this year, so not a big deal, LOL. Putting's not important at all. Boy, they screwed up with that one, man. I give them credit. At least they cut him, and, it is the punter. Let's not kid ourselves. If it was a quarterback or something like that, they might have handled it a little different, let's just say. Okay. What do we got here? We got a little super chat action. Jose says, score prediction for week 1, Big O. I got Fins up 30-17. I got the Dolphins winning. I haven't even thought of a score, but I've got the Dolphins winning against the Pats. Thank you, Jose, for the super chat. Appreciate that. And by the way, Cutter's Edge, tree trimming and removals, landscape design, outdoor lighting, irrigation design, and build synthetic turf, which is what we're installing right now in our backyard for our dogs. 954-472-0622. And by the way, you can check out Cutter's Edge show on WIOD weekly there also, so you can catch Will and all the great people at Cutter's Edge. I will be joining Cutter's Edge on their program too, by the way, so you'll be able to catch me there doing a little segment. What's up there, Sean?
Tom Pelissero reporting the Dolphins cut wide receiver Preston Williams per source. Multiple teams reached out over the last few weeks about a possible trade. Now he's on waivers.
All right, there you go. They can have him. Good riddance. Get the hell out of here. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Preston Williams, you are as immature as it gets, my brother. You need to grow the hell up. And I hope that this cut brings you a wake-up call because the Lord blessed you with ability. Okay? This is my message to Preston Williams. All right? The Lord blessed you with incredible ability, but he can't think for you. He's not going to motivate you. He's not going to make you dedicated to your craft. So, as Scarface would say, get your head out of your culo and wake the hell up, get in shape, focus, stop being a petulant child and be a freaking man and stand up for yourself and fight. Don't point fingers. Don't blame others. Get motivated, dude. Let your play do the talking and stay focused so you don't drop passes anymore, so you don't fumble anymore, and work on your body so you don't break down as much, which is the other problem you have. And the fumble the other day was perfect. It was the perfect example, and it's the way you want to like put a bow on Preston Williams' career. Because even your body language after that fumble said it all, Preston. Get tough, dude. There's a reason why you fell out of the draft, and the Dolphins still gave you a chance. And you're so short-sighted and ignorant that you kept complaining about chances when you're in your fucking third year, you idiot. You had your chance. That's the part you don't get. And they just don't keep giving you, because that's what you're getting, gifts. You haven't earned a goddamn thing in your life. Everybody's giving you a chance because they see the talent that you have, the raw ability. And then they're hoping to polish that coal into a diamond. But your ignorance, your lack of commitment, your lack of concentration is getting in the way of you being a professional football player. So I hope this video finds you somehow. I hope somehow you get the wake-up call. I hope you read up on Chris Carter's life, because that would be a perfect example. Thank the Lord you're not an alcoholic. You're just a lazy kid. But so is Chris Carter, and an alcoholic. And when he got cut from the Eagles, he got the ultimate wake-up call and went to the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying you can go to the Hall of Fame, but you never know. But I know this, you got the talent to play in the NFL and do whatever the hell you want to do on the field. But it's up to you, dude. It's up to you. It's a shame. It's a shame. I've seen the Wes Chamberlains. I've seen the Brian Taylors of the world. I've seen the Sylvester Grays. I've seen the Jamarcus Russells. I've seen the Vince Youngs. I've watched a lot of guys that had a lot of talent over the years in different sports piss away their opportunities. At 55 and covering sports for over 30 years, you get to witness a lot of this stuff. And you get to see the guys that you know have the ability like Cecil Collins, but they just don't have the mental fortitude, the toughness, the character, the professionalism to become the elite of the elite. Because we can all play football in the park. We can all play intramurals and all that. Intramurals? It's the Big Ten. We can all do all that stuff, but very few of us can ever play in the NFL. You can, dude. You can. So it's up to you. It's up to you, Preston Williams. Stop pointing fingers. Get to work. If they give you one more chance, if they do, guess what? Apparently some people were interested in trading for you. Why? Because they're willing to give. Not you didn't earn it, but it's another sucker in line to say, I can straighten him out. I can reach him. Question is, are you reachable, kid? That's the question. Are you reachable? Have you figured it out? By getting discarded now, will you get your wake-up call? We'll find out. Good luck to you, man. If you don't grow up, you're not only going to fail in football, you will fail in life, period. Because if this is your attitude, you're going to suck at everything. All right. 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. And that is Big O Show. Follow us there as always. That is a 24-hour talk show. Let's see, what else do we have here going on? Rick D, man, thank you for the love on the super chat. Let's see what you got here. We assume that we don't have depth in multiple positions, but with our coaching staff that has shown improvement in these guys, that has been questionable picks and pickups. Wait till week 3 to judge. I think there's a lot of depth in a lot of positions, actually, Rick. Listen, in the end, you're right about this. In a few weeks in, we'll find out if the right players were picked to be the depth or not, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you're correct. So there you go. Let's see, what else do we have here? 2 things need to happen in order for me to feel the Dolphins are real. 1, beat Baltimore in Baltimore, and just beat Buffalo. Well, the Buffalo one, I don't know if they're better than Buffalo right now. No, I'm sorry. I know they're not better than Buffalo right now. So I'm not expecting them to beat Buffalo right away. Maybe the second go around they got a shot. This go around they're better, man. They're better. You know? But we'll see. Preston Williams lost money in Dogecoin. You don't lose until you sell, Bromar. So if he hasn't sold anything, or it depends on when he bought it, you never know. Not that I would own Dogecoin, but yes, sir, Sean.
Your boy Reed Sinnett waved.
Sinnett to win it. Out. There we go. Reed Sinnett Do I think Byron Jones is coming off the puff? Well, they've acted that way, so yes, actually. They've acted that way. They haven't made a move or anything, so yeah, I think he is coming off. The Patriots don't have enough talent to take away all of Miami's offensive weapons. I agree, Tom. They beat them twice last year. Now they have a better coaching staff. I like Miami's chances. Let's see. What else do we have? The Wolf Pack is ready to go. Since the Wolf Pack is ready to go, you know what we're going to do? Time to unleash.
We unleash the Wolf Pack as we get the latest in the NFL and the Miami Dolphins with our KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL Network insider Cameron Wolfe. KSDT is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370. Here's NFL insider Cameron Wolfe.
We need to check in with Cameron because he is president of the Preston Williams fan club. So I'm sure right now he is depressed. And it was just a couple minutes ago we passed 10:20, so that means it's 4:20 somewhere. So Preston Williams, have
That's
fun
good.
there, enjoy yourselves.
That's good.
How depressed are you right now, Cameron?
It's a rough day, right? I didn't know there was a Preston Williams fan club.
You're the president. I don't know. That's what I've heard. You're the guy that takes memberships and stuff. Yeah.
I don't think I am the president.
You print the shirts. Apparently, he was part of the Wolf Pack or something. I don't know. That's rumors. Rumors.
I don't think that's the case here. I will say I did think that Preston Williams as a rookie was going to be a player in this league, like a lot of folks. I still remember Xavier Howard telling me he was going to be a true number one receiver. And here we are 3 years later being released. So, that's like a lesson of the NFL. I
hope he grabs the Chris Carter story.
Yeah.
And I hope he understands that because, I was just talking about that before you came on. He's blessed. The Lord blessed him with abilities, bro. And it's all here with him. It's all here. When he had that fumble, his body language, just walking away, just kind of told you the story. And that's, that's what gets you cut. And that's why you're not focused all the time. That's why there's drop passes. And that's been something predominant in his game for 3 years now. It's funny when he says, well, I'm not getting chances. And I'm like, dude, you're in year three of an undrafted player. How much more chances do you want, man? Only first round picks get 3 years because you're tied to their damn salary like Noah right now. That's why he's here for year 3, because they're tied to his salary. But you, an undrafted player, working on year 3, dude, you've had a lot of chances. A lot of chances.
Yeah, so I'll start it with this. Like, I hate cut day just from the dynamic of a lot of dudes losing their job, their livelihood. Some of these guys may never play football in NFL again. Like, that's just the way it is. But I do say, like, for guys, guys like Preston, it's kind of a sad day because, like you said, the talent is there. Like, there's no reason why he shouldn't have made this team, but you can only do what you do on the field. And so he didn't play well enough this offseason. He talked about opportunities, but every time we saw him get an opportunity, he didn't take advantage of it. And so it's not a shock to me. Him or Lynn Bowden, I thought Bowden had a little bit better chance than Preston, but both of them getting cut is kind of a situation where, hey, their performance didn't really add up to what their talent or what their prestige was. And, it's a new coaching staff. So the coaching staff doesn't care that, hey, you did this in 2019, or for Lynn Bowden that they drafted you, they traded a certain pick for you because you were a third round pick. Like that doesn't matter. We just saw the Vikings cut Kellen Mond, who they drafted in the third round last year. It's a new regime. if you're not a player, you're not a player. And so that's the cutthroat element of the NFL. But that's the one element I do appreciate is that it is in some instances truly the best man wins in these type of situations. And so for Preston and for Lynn, they weren't the best men.
Yeah, yesterday when we had Poupart on, we were talking about that if you're honest with yourself, Craycraft is the better receiver right now than Lynn Bowden.
Yeah.
But I thought Bowden might make it over Craycraft simply because of the special teams.
Right.
Because I don't know who else you're going to use outside of two guys named Hill and Waddle. And I don't expect you to use those guys on a full-time basis. So who the hell is going to be the returner? And so that tells me there might be a trade or something going on, because now that you cut, Lynn Bowden Jr., then where are you going with your returner? I don't know who the hell the returner is right now.
I could see them looking in the waiver wires. I've seen some teams release some returners, and that could be an option there. What'll be interesting for me is what they do with the remaining two receivers. We haven't got word yet with Craycraft or Sanders. If they get rid of both of those guys, I don't imagine they keep both of them. Maybe they. I
think Sanders will be released to try to get onto the practice squad,
right? And I honestly think that he makes it through to the practice squad. But honestly, there's a situation where Craycraft is a veteran; he could be on the practice squad as well. And I do believe he probably would get through to the practice squad as well. And so,
unless San Fran gets injuries, then they'll steal him back.
That is true. That is true. But I do, the new rule is you can elevate two players a week to the 55-man roster. And so if you have a guy like Craycraft and you feel like you need to use him early, you can still elevate him and use him on game day if he's on your practice squad. So part of me does wonder.
Because Skyler will be the other one.
Right.
Every week.
Right. So Skyler's probably making the 53.
Yeah, but I mean, he might be one of those. Oh, that's true. It's not practice squad.
That's right. Skyler will probably make the 53. Yeah, so you don't have to elevate. That's just for practice squad.
That's right. Yeah. So he'll probably be active too. I bet they'll keep him active.
So what's interesting there is, like, if you do find that returner, you could bring him in, quote unquote, your sixth receiver, but really he's your return specialist. And,
are they still doing the emergency quarterback thing?
They're not. So you can have as many quarterbacks active as you want, but most teams still have two active. There's no emergency quarterback deal. So I still imagine Teddy will be active and Skyler will not, but you'll kind of see how that goes.
I thought you would keep Skyler active just for like Hail Marys or something like that.
I guess, but if you're paying Teddy Bridgewater $6.5 million, he at least should be your guy that if somebody gets hurt.
He's your guy for quarterbacking.
Right.
Skyler should be the guy you use for whatever gimmicks or anything you want to use.
Yeah.
And especially like New England used to have a kid named Michael Bishop that would come in and he would just heave the Hail Mary, because he was a small kid from, by the way, Kansas State.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I remember, Michael Bishop was also Kansas State, just like Skyler. And he would come and he was like I don't know if you remember Michael Bishop, but he was like a 6-foot quarterback, not a tall quarterback, but my Lord, that young man had a cannon, bro. He would just unload a deep ball, so that was he was kind of that guy that Belichick was trying to use as a wildcat, all that other stuff, but it never really developed because he had a very erratic arm. Even though he was super gifted, the arm and the athleticism, he was like, Michael Bishop was like an incredibly poor Kyler Murray.
Interesting. Yeah.
Like really poor Kyle Murray, like a broke ass Kyler Murray living, I don't know, 8 levels under the ground or something. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. So just kind of running around kind of wild out there.
Yeah. Not nearly as gifted as Kyler Murray is, because I'm a Kyler Murray fan. I think he has it. You know what I mean? It's not all there yet, completely polished, but I think he's a pure passer. And that's one of the things I like. All right. So the Bowden cut, any other cuts surprise you?
Not a ton. They cut their 7th round pick, Cameron Good. I think we talked about him
That's the one that surprised me
last week, and Brennan Scarlett, who made the team last year. And so they cut both of those outside linebackers who I thought had a chance to make the team. I think the big thing there, they signed Trey Flowers. And so when you sign a guy like Trey Flowers, that takes up a roster spot. And so they're hoping that one or both of those guys will make it to the practice squad. Brennan Scarlett also had a foot injury over the last couple of weeks, so that hurt his chances. So that's that. Some people will be surprised by Solomon Kinley because he actually had a decent preseason, but I just never thought he was a fit in what they were trying to run scheme wise. He's more of a
neither
power.
did I, but hell, when you watch him pulling all over the place, you're like, well, wait a minute, maybe he does fit.
Right. And so I think he's going to find a home somewhere. Solomon Kinley, you get him in the right place, he should be a player in this league, and maybe not even a backup. Maybe he could start somewhere in a specific scheme. So I just think that was a situation of he just was never a great fit for this new scheme, and he probably was running an uphill battle throughout. So that's probably it from there. I don't know if there's anything else that really has surprised me. Some people might say Sony Michel, but
I would have kept Good over Eguavon. I mean, for me,
so they're different positions though. So Eguavon is an inside backer, and so and Eguavon has and I know it doesn't translate to the regular season always, but he always has an amazing preseason. It's hard to cut a dude after he looks like an all-world linebacker in the preseason. So the thing about Good was a 7th-round pick, but that also says something about the depth of your roster that you're able to cut draft picks. That wasn't the case last year. You kept a guy last year in Jared Dokes, who I don't think was one of the best 53 players, but he was a draft pick, so you kept him. This year, he was one of the first cuts. And so, same with Larnell Coleman, same way, kept him last year, one of the first cuts today. So these are guys who, when you become better, your 6th and 7th round picks have a harder time making the roster.
Yeah, so, I'm with you there. Are you are you hearing about any kind of movement out there trade wise?
I haven't heard much. I know they were trying hard to trade Preston over the last week. They didn't have any biters there. So they kind of moved on from there. There'll be a lot of
kind of odd somebody would want to trade for Preston Williams.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see guys trading.
Like when I hear they're trying to trade for Mason Rudolph, I'm like, why?
No. A lot of times you'll hear that when guys are trying to jump the waiver claim spot. Like if it's a team that, you got the 29th waiver claim spot, you think this guy is going to get claimed. Okay, I'll give you a 2024 7th-round pick for me to jump, like nothing of real significance. But that's sometimes you'll have it there. Sometimes if you're heavy on a position, you'll trade for another team that's lighter on that position. And it might be a guy that you're going to cut anyway, but you get a guy that you jump the waiver claim spot for anyway. So I'd probably anticipate maybe one of those trades if they get really tight at the end. But the one big thing I'm waiting to see is the Byron Jones decision. I haven't heard anything definitively. Mike McDaniels gave us the indication that he, is fine and he'll come off PUP, but we haven't heard official word there. If he does come off PUP, then, everything is as normal. If he doesn't, he misses the first 4 games, and I think that becomes a really dire situation for the Dolphins at cornerback. And so I think that's the last real big move that I think you'll see from the Dolphins, at least from what I understand today.
All right, good stuff there. Remember, you can follow him on Twitter at Cameron Wolfe and catch his work there at the NFL Network. Byron Jones, we have till 4:00, right? And then we find out whether he goes to the PUP list or not.
Yeah.
What are you hearing? Because I almost get the feeling like he's going to be fine. The way they've acted, they haven't made any kind of moves. They haven't been flustered at all throughout this whole process. I keep wondering, what the hell is he doing behind the scenes that we don't know about?
Yeah, it's interesting because, if there wasn't so much optimism, I think this would be maybe the bigger story here. But the coach is telling us, hey, he's fine. I mean, I've seen him here. He's walking fine. And I haven't seen any, he's wearing pants, but I haven't seen anything on his legs. So it's not like this dude is like walking around on a wheelchair or got a cast on and we just, he's hidden somewhere. He has been here in the building and doing some sort of working out. He just has not been ready to be on the football field yet. And so, what we get in indication wise would tell me that it would be a surprise if he was not lifted off PUP. That being said, I was initially told when he got hurt that he would be ready for training camp. And so the fact that he wasn't ready made it a little bit interesting for me in that respect. So the shocker only would be if he does stay on that PUP list. I'd imagine that he does get lifted off and they keep it moving, or else what have they been doing the last month and not bringing in another corner if he's not going to be ready. So that's sort of my thoughts there.
Are you watching Hard Knocks with the Lions?
I am. I've been watching it. I think a new one comes out tonight, right? So yeah, I've watched the last few episodes.
I caught up with the last two last night. I hadn't watched episode 2 and 3. I watched them last night to catch up. What is the record for teams that are on Hard Knocks to get to the playoffs? There has been 17 of them. There have been 17 of them. I did my homework. What's the record? 17 of them.
You say how many of them made the playoffs?
Yeah, what's the record? 17 teams have been on Hard Knocks. How many have
so typically it's a bad team that's missed the playoffs in back-to-back seasons. So I would say maybe 2 or 3 of those teams have made the playoffs. So I'll say 3 and 14 playoffs.
7 and 10.
7 and 10. Wow, a little better than I thought.
How about this? Did you know the Bengals did it twice, and both times they made the playoffs?
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. 09 and 13, the Bengals made the playoffs. Right. The freaking Jets did it in 2010 and made the playoffs.
Yep.
So Ravens in 01, Bengals 09, Jets 10, Bengals 13, Texans 15, Rams 20, Cowboys 21. Out. Cowboys 02, Chiefs 07, Cowboys 8, Dolphins 12, Falcons 14. Now they go on a run. Rams 16, Bucks 17, Browns 18, Raiders 19, Chargers 20. And the Colts this year started 0-1 because they did the in-season one. So they're 0-1 with their in-season because they choked at the end against the Jags and did not make it. But how funky is it that the Jets have only been on it once and they made it? The Bengals have been on it twice and they made it both times. And that's 3 of your 7 teams that actually made the playoffs.
Right. That's very interesting. So you're saying the Lions are going to make the playoffs?
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, I know if it was the Bengals, I would be, oh, look out, bro. That's right. If I don't know if the Bengals know this. I don't know if Mike Brown knows this. I don't know if the Bengal Nation knows this, but they should be clamoring to be on Hard Knocks every stinking year. They're undefeated. They go to the playoffs every time they're on there.
Yeah.
So I was like you too, by the way, and I asked Sean the same question, and he thought just like you, only a couple teams. Usually it's all crappy teams, but even the crappy teams have gotten some luck and have gotten into the playoff, except for us Dolphins. Yeah. Of course, our Dolphins,
That was the Chad Ochocinco
Joe Philbin, picking up papers all over the place, and and Vontae Davis. I got to call my grandmother. Yeah. That was famous. All right, what are you working on at the NFL Network so folks can check you out?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go up to the facility in a little bit. I think they're practicing today. Also, we'll be doing some TV from 1:30 to 3 o'clock. I have a few Dolphin segments on there, so we'll be talking some cut days. We'll be doing a little bit of previewing of week 1 of Dolphins and Patriots. So that'll be action there, and I'll be here all this week with you guys.
Tomorrow we go in the locker rooms.
We do. Chris Greer talks today. Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel talk later on this afternoon about cuts, and then Wednesday and Thursday locker room is open. So back into the old days of the grind of the locker room. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yep. Yes, sir. There you go. Yes. So the locker room kicks in tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. All right, man. As always, appreciate you. Follow him on Twitter at Cameron Wolfe, and catch him later on in the week. He'll show up here again with our KSDT CPA Miami Dolphins. And oh, by the way, before I let you go, the Jimmy Garoppolo thing, did you find that odd?
Yes, very odd. To me, does not give a strong vote of confidence for Trey Lance, no matter what they say.
Well, and it also tells me that Garoppolo, that when that story, that remember when he signed the contract, he disappeared for 2 months and
Yeah.
didn't call the facility, wasn't calling coaches back, nothing like that. And so that impression that football's not nearly as important to Jimmy, that also tells me too. You know what I mean? Because dude, I don't care if you're a reporter on the NFL Network, you want to climb the ladder, bro.
Right.
I don't care
Right.
if you're in radio. I don't care if you're a lawyer. You want to be a partner. You know what I mean? Unless in life you have like no motivations to have any aspirations to actually achieve anything, which that's usually what we call a loser. All of us want to get better. And for Jimmy to just say, yeah, I'm glad to being a backup. I lost my job and I'm willing to stay here.
Yeah.
That tells me that's a guy that really doesn't aspire to be great. Doesn't aspire to want because a quarterback wants his own team, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it's interesting because he's going back to a place where he took them to the Super Bowl not too long ago. And he was a starter last year with Trey as his backup. And Trey honestly hasn't done a ton to prove he's won the job, but he was the first round pick anyway. So it's like
three first round picks.
Exactly. So I guess my worry, and maybe that's why he was away from the team so long, how is the locker room going to react? Like, you don't want a situation where they're picking sides, like RG3 and Kirk Cousins, like, hey, I'm a team Jimmy, I'm team Trey. You want everybody on your guy. And so from the San Fran perspective, I don't know if I love it either. Like, I get the insurance, but you're paying a lot of money for a guy who, like you said, has not been around a lot. And there's always the risk that it's going to mess up, your young quarterback and your team. So, they clearly have a plan. I just don't see it.
It's weird, man. It's weird. Yeah. And by the way, that situation in Washington kind of reminds you what was going on in Miami, because it was the owner that wanted RG3 and fell in love with him. Kind of like what happened with Tannenbaum and Woody. They fell in love with Mark Sanchez. It wasn't the coaching staff that fell in love with Mark Sanchez. It was I don't know if you know the story. There's 13 guys at the head of the personnel department for the Jets that year for Sanchez. Okay. I know half those guys, so I know what went on. They all turn in their draft reports. All of them said, don't take Mark Sanchez.
Okay.
Listen to me.
Yep.
All 13, the people you pay to do NFL scouting, coaching, putting everything together, they're telling you don't take Mark Sanchez. What does Woody and Tannenbaum do? Sure, guys, we love Mark Sanchez. We're going to take Mark Sanchez. And they extend them and all that. And in Washington, what happened was Snyder fell in love with RG3. And RG3 was, RG3, he's a charismatic dude. That's why the transition to TV is seamless for a dude like RG3, because he's charismatic.
Right.
So all of a sudden now he falls in love with him. Shanahan didn't. Shanahan did not like his style. You know who Shanahan liked? Kirk Cousins.
Right. Yeah.
So and the same thing happened in Dallas. In Dallas, it was Gil Brandt standing up on the table saying, no, Jimmy, you have to take Troy Aikman. Jimmy didn't want to take Troy Aikman. Jimmy had bad experiences with him. He broke his leg at Oklahoma, all that other stuff. And he wasn't sold on Troy. Yet most of his scouting department was sold on Troy. To Jimmy's credit, he took Troy. He let Gil and all those guys, okay, you guys want him, great. But then he went and took Steve Walsh in the supplemental draft. And after he was convinced that Troy was the guy, he then traded Steve Walsh to Chicago. In Washington, you had a fight. And in a way, if you look at what happened to RG3 when he got injured and Shanahan then put him back out there again, and, that his career was over after he was haloti nodded. And so you kind of wonder, was that a sabotage job right there, right? To get his guy Kirk Cousins in. Here in Miami, we had owners going for Brady, a head coach that wanted Watson, and a front office that was set on Tua moving forward, but they're getting cock-blocked by the guy they hired and the owners. So you have this whole battle now. And so now the front office has won out because Tua's still here and the other things didn't happen. But it shows you in different cases what has gone on in the past in the NFL and where you got to have everybody on the same page. But look how it's happened that at times you've had bickering front offices or bickering ownership and front offices, and it just creates hell for your quarterback situation. Luckily for Dallas, Jimmy was smart enough to say and look in the mirror and say, I'm wrong. So you got to give him a lot of credit in that sense that he said, I'm wrong. They're right. We got to stick with Troy, and the rest is history. Now we'll see if it works out here, but you saw what happened in Washington where it was just, so discombobulated, that whole situation. It's the shit that goes on behind the scenes at times. And sometimes it doesn't air out right away and we don't find out about it till later on. And then we wonder what happened in this situation. A lot of people don't know that Shanahan didn't want RG3. A lot of people don't know that Jimmy Johnson didn't want Troy Aikman. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. And then what we had here in Miami, where you had 3 factions of people going for quarterbacks. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy shit. All right. I'll see you tomorrow in camp, my brother. I appreciate you.
All right. Sounds good, man. All right.
You got it. The Wolf Pack has been unleashed.
This has been the KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL insider Cameron Wolfe. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
All right. Had to go turn on the air. Getting a little muggy here. It gets ugly behind the scenes. And you've got to be careful. I'm telling you, man. It's something that when everybody's not on the same page, or people like Tannenbaum and Ross and Beal and and Woody Johnson and Daniel Snyder, these are, Gil Brandt can have all the arguments he freaking wants with Jimmy Johnson. Those are 2 football people. But then when you get the non-football people, the owners, a numbers guy, Mike Tannenbaum, who had zero business in personnel, all those kind of things, it creates a real problem for your team. Your owner's in love with Mark Sanchez. Well, yeah, but your staff isn't. Don't you pay your staff to look at football people and coach them and all that? And so your personnel department's telling you, no, we don't want Mark Sanchez. Dude, they did the Jets personnel staff. Okay. I don't know if even some Jet fans know this. Their personnel department came out with numbers of, warm weather quarterbacks going to cold weather. He didn't have a strong arm working in that environment. Lack of experience. He had I think 15, 16 games. How it translates to the NFL, the guys that haven't played a lot. There were a lot of things that he failed. A lot of things that the personnel department showed Tannenbaum and the owner. Listen, this and this and this and this and this and this is why we don't like this guy. And they were in love because Mark Sanchez, again, was a personable guy, just like RG3. Stephen Ross, Ndamukong Suh. One night at a Red Wings game, he runs into Ndamukong Suh. And Ndamukong Suh wins him over. Why? If you sit down with Ndamukong Suh, he can be very charismatic. Nice dude. he loves to repeat at the end of the day, but he's a very nice dude. You ever notice that with Ndamukong Suh? At the end of the day, he loves that one. Big O, it was Tannenbaum. He was one of the worst GMs Miami has ever had. Yes, sir, Dan B. You were correct.
Hey, Big O.
Yes, sir, Sean Stanley, sir.
Your boy Stilly's gone.
Yeah, figured that. Ben Stilley should. They're probably going to try to sneak him onto the practice
if
squad.
the math is right now, we're at about 55, I believe, would be the number after that one. So the roster right now is at 55. Of course, it's not a final, but
and you haven't heard that Tanner Connor's on IR yet, right?
No, at least nothing that I've seen, unless it was reported earlier and I missed it. I don't see
54. That's coming. Watch. Mark my words. That one's coming. So Jared Dokes, okay. Blaze Andrews, Zaquandre White, Kellen Deesh, Cameron Good, Vernon McKinley, Larnell Coleman, Ben Stilley. At least those eight, I think they'll try to put onto the practice squad. Okay. Now they've got to get through it and all that. Hey, Porter Gustin, man, I thought he did enough to make it. But yeah, the Trey Flowers move, I guess, is costing some there. Hate it for players getting cut who started for the Finns at times last season, but it shows how much the roster has improved. It's a good roster, man. I really like what I'm seeing from the Dolphins. Big O, I absolutely hate saying anything good about the Jets, but Sanchez did work out for them. He did make it to 2 AFC championship games. You want to call that, you know what I mean? But he didn't make shit. The running game and that defense and that offensive line got him there. He facilitated, but he was no difference maker. Okay. It's kind of like it's so Tannehill-ish that, your team is so good around you. That's I hate to say this because I'm a Dolphins fan. I don't want to say anything good about the Jets, but that was their window. That was their championship window. That team was really good, dude. See, where you and I differ to extremes, Mark Sanchez is the reason why that team didn't challenge for a championship. Mark Sanchez is the reason why they can only get to an AFC championship game, is my point. Because when you have a game manager, facilitator type, he can only do so much. He can only go as far as that defense, that offensive line, and that running game took him. Because in the end, he wasn't going to be the difference maker. So it's just like Ryan Tannehill, the same thing. It's their offensive line. It's Derrick Henry. It's their defense. He facilitates. He'll get the ball to the playmakers at times and let them make the plays. But if you think he's going to be the guy that when push comes to shove, he has to make some really tight throws and key moments and things are breaking down and there's chaos and he's got to find a way to make plays, that's not going to happen. That's not in Ryan Tannehill's game. That's not in Mark Sanchez's game. So to extreme, you and I are going to disagree on that. Mark Sanchez is the reason why the Jets didn't get a shot at winning the title. He's not even the reason why they got to the AFC championship game. That was a really good team. The windows are small in the NFL. The salary cap does not allow you normally to keep a long window. What the New England Patriots did was very freakish. Plus, they had a quarterback that was willing to take less at times because he has a fantastically rich wife that makes way more money than him. And those kind of things that they had, remember what San Antonio did? They had the perfect storm, New England, for a long time, and so did San Antonio. It's hard to have that situation again. You got to have another quarterback that is not willing to take all the money at times and has a super rich wife that makes more money than him, right? And then you can kind of keep things going. Or you have players in San Antonio who continued to take less to keep everything together, and they kept winning. Two freakish situations. Probably never happen again in your lifetime or mine. There's way too much greed in the world for that to happen again. But the Patriots and the Spurs were able to take advantage of that. But normally you have a small window. It's only a couple of years, and then you've got to pay everybody, and it's gone. Seattle, they had their window. They should have had that second title, and then you had to pay everybody, and they were gone. The Ravens won their one title with Flacco and then had to pay everybody, and they were gone. The Jets, they got to 2 AFC championship games. That means you were 1 win away from the Super Bowl. That was your window. It came and went. So you will get your opportunity. You will try to take advantage of it. You know, the Kansas City Chiefs, we're going to see if that window started to close on them already. Because they won the title a couple years ago. They haven't won another one since. So we're going to find out if KC's window open and close with that one title. You get it for a very short time, man. And then eventually it closes on you. And if you don't take advantage of it, if you don't have the right playmakers, the door closes, the window shuts, and you've got to restart all over again and reload. Not an easy situation. I did I break here or what? No, I did not, right? Let's take a break. Hour number 1 is done. Let's go to hour number 2 right here on the Big O Radio Show.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CS, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Evolve your training and step into the new era of muscle recovery. Red Recover.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for or ejdconstruction.com.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Of the program. Appreciate all of you as always for tuning in. Saints, by the way, are trading DB Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to the Eagles per Tom Pelissero. There you go. What else do we have going on? See if I see anything else come across the wire. I don't see it. All right. Well, hey, listen, if the Eagles run into the Dolphins in the Super Bowl, they'll need it. They'll need about 3 corners to cover Tyreek Hill because one can't. All right. What else do we have going on in the world of deportes? We got people telling me, sending me some stuff. Uber Beaner, that was funny. What else here? Barry Jackson says Dolphins are now at 56 players, including Byron Jones, so down to whether they keep 7 wide receivers with Sanders and Craycraft, an H-back in Carter, and if Stilly or Benito stay. Well, Stilly just got cut, and keep 5 safeties.
Yeah, that was before Stilly got cut, which took us to 55.
Right, which takes us to 55. Sanders will be cut, and then they'll try to put him on the practice squad. I think that's what's going to happen. So that'll put you to 54. And, Benito, they haven't cut Benito Jones? That should be it right there. I don't know. I don't know what they see in Benito Jones, I guess. Dougie Fresh says, "Oh, you and Sean are almost to 14K. Yes, we're getting we got to go to 25K. We got to get to 25K. That's where we've got to get to. So you need to help us. So if you're watching, please. Uber Beaner, big old Mark Sanchez career highlight was the butt fumble. Yep. Patricia Alvarez Tostado. I like Fiedler. People complain about him. He wasn't the greatest, but not as bad as people says. We have worse QBs than him. Patricia, you're 1,000% right. I am a Fiedler guy too. Yeah, baby. I'm all about Jay Fiedler. Tough sumbitch. What people don't know, Patricia, is there was a couple seasons where he was playing with some serious injuries. It kind of hampered also his season and his stats and things like that. I have nothing but admiration for Fiedler. I know he's not Marino, and I know he's not Bob Greasy, and I know he's not even going to be anything like Tua is, and will be. But I appreciate it because there was no fear in that guy, and he was a true leader. He was a gritty competitor. Fearless, dude. Fearless. I know he lacked a little talent. I understand that. I know he wasn't as gifted as you needed him to be at this level. I understand that. But hard to not respect the professionalism and the fight that guy brought every time to the game on Sundays. So for me, that's one of the things that I always respect about Jay Fiedler. That competitiveness that he had was absolutely amazing. He did everything he could to try to overcome any kind of shortcomings that he may have had or injuries that he had too at times. And that's what, sometimes people don't appreciate with guys like that. I get it. He's not going to go into the Ring of Honor, and he's not ever going to be considered a great quarterback or anything like that, but I'm a Jay Fiedler fan. Always have been, always will be, man. I know what he is, but I appreciated him. That's all I can tell you. And I think there's a lot of us in the Dolphin Nation that lived that era, and it's not his fault. You know what I mean? He did his best. Obviously, Wani needed to find somebody that was, at another level. But God bless him, dude. He did the best he could possibly do. And he was a tough sumbitch, man. Tough sumbitch. Fiedler equals Sanchez. No, Sanchez did stupid things on the field. Fiedler did not do stupid things on the field. You might beat him, but he wasn't butt fumbling. He wasn't doing just dumbass shit out there on the field or eating a hot dog on the sidelines or something. This guy was a pro. I give Fiedler a little bit more love, man, than that. But that's just me. Holt Beauchart says Miami Dolphins equal Dan Marino and Don Shula. I'm an 80s fan, so I can't speak of the 70s players. Well, that's the Dolphins, the 70s and the 80s. That's where they made their bones. And very early 90s. It's a little tough for us in the early 90s because those Bills teams were freaking brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. When anyone speaks negatively of Justin Herbert, it reeks of jealousy. You know damn well with Herbert, this team would be in the Super Bowl contention this year and after. Hey, Lewis, let me ask you, if they're in the Super Bowl, because, since you're going to write something incredibly stupid like that, Lewis, so let me ask you, Lewis, how come the Chargers didn't make the playoffs last year, bro? I'm just wondering because they had a hell of a receiving core, a running game that they didn't have in Miami because Eckler's better than anything Miami has. They even have a better offensive line. Last year, they even drafted that tackle that's really, really good. They even had better offensive coaches. So, Lewis, if the Dolphins are going to go to the Super Bowl, how come he couldn't take a Los Angeles Chargers team that was way more talented than Miami on offense, and he couldn't get them to the playoffs? I'm wondering, Lewis, how's that logic work for you, my brother? Because he has a better team and better coaching staff and couldn't win more games than Tua. He only won the same amount of games. Also, Lewis, if he's going to take the Dolphins to the Super Bowl, how come he couldn't beat Tua and the Dolphins? I love Louis M's logic. Keep drinking at 11:20 in the morning, Lewis. Alcohol is going to do you really good at this time, or drugs, or whatever it is you're doing. What a freaking idiot. He's going to take the Dolphins to the Super Bowl, but he couldn't get them to the playoffs last year, and he could only choke against Houston, a game that they were supposed to win. Lewis, but you didn't watch it, of course, because you just talk a lot of shit, but you don't know anything. So when the season was on the line against the freaking Texans, your Super Bowl boy, Justin Herbert, choked like a dog and threw a pick 7 when he had a chance to cut it to 1 score. But he got his ass kicked by Houston. But he'll take the Dolphins to the Super Bowl. Yeah, Lewis. Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude. Yeah, your logic, bro. It works. It works so well. Damn. I got to tell you, some of you out there, boy, you are really smart guys. Yeah, just Louis M. Yeah, you should run for president because we vote in a clown every 4 years. You'd be perfect. I mean, if they vote for Marjorie Taylor Greene, they'll vote for Louis M's dumbass. That's for sure. Wow. Holy crap. My God. Louis, you may even want to you may want to even erase that text. You may want to delete that text. I'm just saying. I don't know if you want to keep it up there. Not sure if you want to do that, Louis M. Whew. I love these people that think with their asses. Doesn't your head get sore because you're sitting on it all the time, Louis? It's got to be tough on your brain, bro. That's why you come up with these kind of arguments. You're sitting on your head the entire time. It's not good for the brain, Lewis. Doesn't allow you to think or breathe or anything like that. Was it tough going around in school being called fart face? I'm just wondering. These are things that I'm just wondering about you, Lewis M. There we go. It's all right. Lewis M he's the man. But hey, Lewis M, we love you. Way to go. 2 more cuts to keep Skyler, please. Oh, they'll keep Skyler. Relax. Isla's obstacles. Relax. I'll keep him. He's going to stay. At this point, you can't cut that kid. Big O, I've seen it all from Wilson to McDaniel, the good, the bad, and the ugly days. Really excited for this season. Fins up. Karen S. says, Herbert pooped the bed against Houston. Sincerely, Amber Heard. She just filed for bankruptcy too, man. That woman has not had a good year, that's for sure. Chargers had the 10th ranked offensive line. Dolphins was 32nd. Tua was able to overcome that. Go figure. Don't tell Lewis M about any facts. He creates his, Lewis M, he lives in a metaverse in his head. That's what it is. He has no sense of reality. He actually doesn't watch it. There was a guy on the text line that said, oh, go bring J.C. Treader out of retirement. And it's like, dude, have you watched Connor Williams? He's been fine. Yeah, he has a couple of high snaps, but outside of that, he's blocked his ass off. Not sure. Did you watch the one-on-ones in Tampa? Like, he shut down Vita Vea 3 straight times. Vita Vea blocked him like the sun in an eclipse. And it's like, no, let's go get J.C. Treader. I'm sorry, I must have missed it. Connor injured? Is Connor snapping the ball over to his head all the time or something? In the game, he had no high snaps. But, let's create something that's not really needed there. You know what I'm saying? And that guy did it, or a woman. I don't know who's sending that text. And then there's Lewis M with his, butt-face logic. Herbert will take the Dolphins to the Super Bowl, but he can't get the Chargers to the playoffs. Oh, Lordy. The media is going to lose its mind if Tua and Dolphins beat both Bengals and Chargers. Xavier says, Big O giving all the burn. Well, I mean, listen, Xavier, when you hit a volley, what do you got to do, right? I Serena slammed it. I had to Serena slam it. Speaking of Serena, did you guys see what she's doing at the U.S. Open? Pretty freaking cool. If you can't take that down there, Mr. Sean Stanley. So Serena's got this diamond-studded shoes that she's wearing for the U.S. Open. Nike made a pair for her, a special pair, since this is her last trip to the U.S. Open. And she won, by the way, in the first round, so she was able to advance, which is really cool. And so she got this special pair from Nike, and they are diamonds inside. Very cool. And so she's wearing those for the U.S. Open. Gonna miss that woman, man. Gonna miss her in a big time way. I mean, that's a special, special athlete. A once in a lifetime type of athlete. It's a Michael Jordan type. It's one of those freaks, man. And there might be another another women's tennis star that may come by, but superstar like this, I don't know who's the next one, because Coco Graf does not come even close to this. This is like, well, this is the greatest tennis player, women's tennis player of all time. She's so good that people are making the argument that she could be the greatest tennis player of all time or one of the greatest athletes of all time. And guess what? She's in that conversation. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be near impossible to fill those shoes. Like, this is a major blow to women's tennis because you are losing a generational superstar. We're all losing a generational superstar because she's part of the movement that started with Steffi Graf, I would say, and on, where women's tennis started to grow into the power of tennis over men's tennis. Because for many years, I enjoy watching a women's match more than a men's match. You know, the men's match, the guy serves at 188 miles an hour and there's no return. And it's just like, but women's game has a little more volley to it. And so it just went to another level, women's tennis. It was always great, but at times women's tennis, it's kind of like women's soccer. It has become more enjoyable to watch overall in the last 15 years, 20 years, not just because they win more, but it just is anybody that watches soccer, you just appreciate the women more playing the game the right way. And the men are still, we've been so weak at our number 10 spot. We just haven't had for those of you that don't watch the game, we've never really had real good point guards to set up our team. And that's been mainly our problem for a long time. But not the women don't, they don't lack that at all. They're phenomenal. And so Serena has been part of that movement that I would rather watch a Serena match over a men's match every time, and we're going to miss her, man. We're going to miss her big time. Big time. Physically, too. We've never seen a woman that freakish. And it just happens every once in a while, man. In all kinds of sports. The LeBron James shows up. The Wilt Chamberlain shows up. And you just have freaks of all freaks. The Jim Browns show up. And in certain time, the Shohei Ohtanis show up. It's just there's that freak every once in a while in different sports that shows up and it just transcends. And that's who Serena is. She's a transcendent athlete that reaches all cultures, that reaches all sexes, that reaches just all generations. Pretty special, man. Pretty damn special. All right. Sergio Ramos says, "Careful, Will G. You're next with Big O ripping. What happened? Herbert is miles better than Noodle Arm Tua. That's fine, bro. That's fine. Herbert has way more talent than Joe Montana and Drew Brees too. Doesn't mean he's going to be a great quarterback, but that's fine. Will G. That big arm didn't help you against Houston. The big arm. Did you win a national title at Oregon? No. So, you can make all the claims, but you have nothing on the resume. I'm sorry. I must have missed it. Did Herbert beat Tua straight up? Oh, no, he didn't. It's all empty claims. Yes, he's physically more gifted. And so is Jamarcus Russell. So's Vince Young. So's Ryan Leaf. Would you like me to continue? Would you like me to continue talking about all the quarterbacks physically more gifted than Tua? I can name a whole shit ton of them. Physically gifted and winning quarterback is a whole different ballgame. Because Fran Tarkenton's not as gifted. All right. Like I said, Joe Montana's not as gifted. Drew Brees is not as gifted. But they were fine. They were great quarterbacks in their own right. But hey, all quarterbacks have got to be 6'5", 250, and throw it 80 yards downfield because, of course, that's what you need all the time to be a great quarterback. So there you go. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Yep, Jeff George had one of the 5 best arms I've ever seen in my life. But that's all right. That's all right. We're all good. You can be physically gifted, but if you don't have the brains, what good are you? Or if you don't have the nerves. That's the other thing. You might have the brains, but do you have the nerves in the key moments? Or will you throw a pick 6 like Herbert did against Houston? Just saying. I mean, all of that gift, right? I mean, he's 6'5", he's 250. He runs like a deer. He can throw for 80 yards. So what happened to the pick 6 against Houston? I mean, he is the golden child, right? Just saying. Still remember how ESPN went nuts with the Russell throw, a 50-yard pass from his knees. How'd that work out? Now, I remember not just Russell. What's his name with the Ravens? Kyle Bowler. I'm at the Senior Bowl. Kyle Bowler got on his knees at the 50-yard line, and he threw it through the uprights. How'd that work out for Kyle Bowler? Whatever, dude. It's just this whole thing about, oh, my God, you've got to have this rocket of an arm, and you've got to be 6'5", and I've watched all kinds of quarterbacks that aren't those guys and had lots of success and won championships and get to the Super Bowl. So, it is what it is. At quarterback position, there's more to it than just raw ability. There's a lot more to it. All right, let's get to it. Omar Kelly is ready with our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The Big O Radio Show is home for the hardcore Dolphins fan. That's why we give you Omar Kelly twice a week. Buckle up. It's time for the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show.
All right, here he is, Omar Kelly. Well,
can you see me?
No, we cannot see you. You're a black bear in a dark room right now.
No, that's not. I don't know what's going on.
It is because and it's not me today. It's my internet. It's not my internet, right, Sean? It's not my internet, right? Okay.
Listen.
Everybody on the chat board. There's over 600 people. Is Omar Kelly not a black bear in a black room right now?
No, I know I'm black.
No, we know you're black, but we're saying black bear in a black room. Let's not get racial here. Listen. Okay, you would be a black bear in a black room if you were a white guy. Relax here. Let's not get into that. Okay,
I've logged in 3 times and I don't understand why the camera's not working.
I saw you before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to log out and log back in?
No, Sean. No, you didn't see him. Oh no, says Sean has not seen you at all.
Sean.
Oh, okay.
Omar,
All right.
I didn't see you at all. You kept popping up as the regular screen, and you never came in as the
Let
person.
me let's try. I mean, we can continue to do this from audio standpoint, but I'm gonna go and try from my laptop and see if something's wrong here with either the computer
Oh,
or
wait a minute. Are you on your phone?
yeah.
Oh, that's right, dude. That's like an
I'm always
iPhone
on my phone
3 or
though.
something, bro.
Why?
I
What's
keep
up?
telling you, come on, bro. Do they not have a budget? Are they not going to get you like a 13 now? Like, catch up, bro. What's wrong with you?
Well, I couldn't hear you. What were you saying? What were you chastising?
When are you
me about?
upgrading from an iPhone 3 to a 13?
I have a 12 now, sir. So don't even go there. A 12 Pro.
So would they give you a refurbished one, or what's the deal? Why isn't it working?
Listen, you did it with me on Saturday, and there was no issue. So stop. I'm trying to find the link from. There we go, Sean. Let's see from my. Let's try to do this from my Mac and see what's happening. Let's see what's popping in. No mic. Allow mic and access. Use your camera. Use your microphone. Okay. Allow. All right. Hold on 1 second.
This is like public access. Omar's the type of dude that doesn't update his phone. Marshall got him
I generally am.
Okay. You better turn off the phone because then there's an echo. Okay.
Give me a second.
There we go. There we go. Now we can see Omar Kelly.
What's wrong with this shit? Anyway.
What's up? That phone, bro. Update that phone, bro. Come on.
Listen, it's not the phone. What's happening?
Love and Life. Hunter Butler says, how many Omars does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many Omars does it take to get internet working properly? Oh my God. Technology is going to be my undoing.
Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate it. More Omars than there are on screen. That's what it takes. That's for sure. There's no doubt about that. All right. I don't know how much you're keeping up with it now, but any surprises to you in the cuts so far with Los Miami Dolphins?
Lynn Bowden, I thought that was a little bit surprising. I don't know if Sony Michel was surprising because I'm Ahmed fan, so
I thought Michel was a lock, but as the training camp went on, Gaskin outplayed him easily outplayed him. And you know what? And you know what? Sony was injured half the time, which unfortunately that's kind of been also the problem with him, that he's not reliable. And say what you want about Gaskin, reliability is not ever an issue with that kid. Every time you call upon him, he's there for you, man.
Nah, so he had a knee injury. He had a knee injury that missed a month. His breakout year. I hear where you're coming from.
But overall, he's a reliable young man.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Sony was going to give you the pass blocking help, like third downs. Who's going to be your pass blocker? And who's going to be your short yardage guy? I thought that was going to be Sony. And now I'm like, who's it going to be? But I'm not really worried about it.
You got a fullback. No, you got a fullback in there all the time. Remember, there's a different type of team now. So you have a fullback back there all the time with the running back.
I looked at 5 years of that offense, and the fullback plays 250 snaps at the most a season. So
that's what, like half the what do you get, like 600 something, or what? How many snaps is it?
No, you get way more than like 1,000.
No, it's like 1,000, right? Actually,
1,200. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
that's
plays
right.
like 1/4 the season, 17 games. So it's like, hold on, I hate math. 14 snaps a game.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. They may use him more. And one of the things that I told you with Ethan Carter, he's the backup fullback. So they're going to keep him. That's why he's not getting cut either. We've talked about him. You thought, and I think they're going to keep him around too, because obviously they need a backup fullback, since you don't keep two fullbacks on any roster. So it looks like Seathan is going to end up making it. I'm with you on the Sony Michel. I mean, on the Lynn Bowden Jr. But Omar, that tells me that they must be eyeing something in the return game from somewhere else, right? Because you're not going to use Waddle and Hill full time.
Maybe you
So,
are.
and if Bowden
Maybe
is
you
not
are.
the guy, no, they're not.
Hill said, I want to do it.
Yeah, I know, but you have to protect those guys from themselves. They don't know it. They're crazy. Those are crazy people. You don't listen to Waddle and Hill. They're crazy people. They want to always play. You got to protect them from themselves. You do not want to put that out there all the time.
I am very curious to see what happens with the return game, but I think they'll be fine no matter what route they go. I think they'll be all right.
But don't you get the feeling that if they're releasing Bowden, then there's some kind of a plan to try to acquire another guy that they like somewhere, right? I just get that feeling because outside of Hill and Waddle, there isn't another guy. It's not Iggy or anybody else, dude. There's no returners.
Maybe it's Preston.
No, they cut him. They cut him already. He's done.
Oh, they just cut him? Okay.
Yeah, they cut him.
I don't know. If you got Hill, Waddle, and Javon, you can figure out how to make it work, and you can put a practice squad guy in to elevate him up. They don't seem pressed about it, and neither do I. I don't even think the kickoff returners, they got Mostert doing it. So
right, yeah, maybe, yeah, and that's what some have said too. Since it's not something that you get a ton of returns on, so it's not the same priority that it used to be. So that's kind of the way, people look at it. Hey, how about the corner side? You keep hearing Byron Jones. Is he going to be ready? And we should find out by 4:00. But you almost get the feeling that Byron Jones is on target to return because they never flinched and they've never panicked and they've never gone out to get anybody else anticipating him being out an extended amount of time or anything.
I've never felt comfortable with that and never felt comfortable with the fact that I didn't see him out on the field working. And yeah, you could do your work on the inside and you could do your work privately, but it just doesn't feel right. All of OTAs he was out on the field. Now all of a sudden he's not out on the field anymore. And I don't know what the situation was last week, but the fact that I haven't seen Byron Jones in all but once on a game day in over a month, if not two, that doesn't make me feel comfortable.
I'm with you there. All right. They are going. It looks like Skyler is going to stick.
Skyler was never not going to stick. Like stop.
So,
We're not talking about that. We're not. That's dumb.
Well, no, but
talking about Skyler Thompson.
We're gonna work. No. I know he wasn't going to get cut. I've been a fan of the kid from the get-go, but my point is that now the next step is he inactive, or do you keep him as a active guy just in case you can use him for other things?
Why does that need to be discussed? Who cares? Like, this is Tua's team. If something happens to Tua,
of course it's Tua's team.
Plays. So Bridgewater,
but a Hail Mary late in the game or something like that. Do you keep him, active for that because he's got the better arm for those kind of things?
Absolutely not. That's dumb. Like Skyler can't win an NFL game with real players right now. Like, let him grow, let him develop.
I'm not asking him to win a game. I'm not asking him to play. I'm asking.
No.
I'm asking like a gimmick type.
He doesn't have any better of an arm than any of the two quarterbacks that are.
Oh
there.
No. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
No, he does not. No, he does not.
Yes, he does. He can throw it farther than both those guys.
No, he does not.
Dude, if you watch them, you can tell he has a stronger arm.
No, he does not. That's your imagination.
Yes.
No, he does not. That's your imagination.
How can you say that, bro? You can tell that he has a stronger arm. It's obvious that he has a stronger arm.
I've watched him do throwing competitions. He doesn't have a stronger arm. He does not.
No. They don't have distance throwing competitions, bro. You're talking about the basket. No, I did not see any long distance throwing competitions.
OTAs, you weren't there, bro. They don't. He doesn't have this cannon you want to portray him as having. He doesn't.
Well, I saw it. I know he has. I'm not saying he has a cannon. I'm just saying you could tell that his arm is stronger. So
he's got a bottom tier. He's got a bottom tier arm, just like Bridgewater and just like Tua. They're all in the bottom tier. One might be better than the other, but they're all bottom tier arms.
I disagree with that one.
He does not. If he had an arm, he'd been drafted higher.
No, that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it does.
Just because you have an arm doesn't mean you're going to be anything in the league. You could be a disaster, bro.
People have been drafted because of an arm. People have been drafted because of an arm.
Yes, you're right. Kellen Mond, who just got released,
loved him.
Was drafted in the 3rd round last year because he had an arm. But again, having an arm doesn't really help you if you don't have accuracy, if you don't have touch, if you don't have anticipatory skills.
What he has is
none of that ever helps you.
He's got a little bit of moxie to him. That's it. He don't have an arm. He doesn't have ridiculous athleticism. He's a good developmental quarterback. He's a young, hopefully Kirk Cousins. Like, be patient, let him develop, let him grow, let him progress. Something happens to Tua, we'll see what happens. But he can't win you a game right now. Bridgewater can win you a game. He can't win you a game right now.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm not talking about him winning a game or anything. I'm talking about him coming in for a gimmick. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Something that other guys may not be able to do that he might be able to do. Well, people do that in the league. Sometimes you bring in another guy for something else, a wildcat situation or something like that. People do that, and they've done that very many times over the hell. Jimmy Johnson brought in a wildcat guy for Marino.
This is like, bro, there's so much other things to talk about. You're not the quarterback common denominator radio guy. This is ridiculous. He's not going to be, whether he's active or game day for 47 Big O. Come on, man. Like, let's talk about the cornerback situation. Let's talk about the linebacker. Yeah, linebacker depth. Skylar Thompson, like, bro, he's a nice player, developmental guy. Let's slow cook him in the oven for a year and see what happens. Like I don't even know if he's like Bridgewater could still smoke him if it were having a legit competition. And like, let's just see what happens when he grows.
You're not listening to me at all.
No, I'm not doing all that gimmick bullshit.
I never talked about him challenging Bridgewater.
No,
I never talked about him coming into a game and winning a game. All I said is, do you activate him as a gimmick to help out in certain situations? That's it. And that's all you had to do.
He can help you.
I wasn't asking about anything else because I never said he should get
you know what his job is going to be? To make that practice squad fire.
No. You mean the not practice squad. You mean the scout team? Yes.
Make that scout team fire. Be hell on Landon Roberts and Jerome Baker, and be Jalen Phillips' practice dummy. Scramble around a lot and throw. I mean, he can't mimic Mac Jones because he's not Mac Jones, but
All right, your opinion on the Trey Flowers pickup?
I like Kellen I like Kellen Mond too, and I would really be trying to sign him, not claim him, but sign him.
They have 3 quarterbacks already.
Yeah, and what's the harm of having another? How many did they use last year?
But I mean, you're going to keep 4 quarterbacks. Oh, you mean the Kellen Mond to the practice squad is what you're saying?
Practice squad. Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Like that actually wouldn't be a bad idea.
What is the harm? Like, you act like
zero
guys on the practice squad. We just
zero. They're allowing you to have like 86 dudes also on the practice squad now. So
16.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 16. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I'm quite impressed.
It's like a whole other team you can have now on the practice squad.
Should I be bringing Duke Johnson back too? Like, Duke was your leading back last year.
Texas reports what may be the first death related to monkeypox.
Okay, somebody died of monkeypox. Interesting.
Okay.
Trey Flowers, very interesting from the standpoint of He was once a premier pass rusher, or once a premier player in a hybrid scheme. Gives you another edge player along with Andrew Van Ginkel and Jalen Phillips, and now Melvin Ingram, who I'm a big fan of. I'm very curious to see what happens. He clearly wanted to skip training camp, which is a wise thing for a lot of veterans. I get it. He's playing in a defense that he's familiar with. I get it. Question is he here to play or is he here to retire?
Well, he's not really making a ton of money to, so he's really just a rotational piece. It's kind of to me, it almost seems like an insurance policy on depth. Is kind of what I see, because AVG maybe is not ready for week 1. Obviously, poor guy had his appendix removed. You would imagine it's going to take a couple weeks to kind of get ready. I don't know. I've never had my appendix removed, so I don't know how long it really takes. And then how long does it take to then get on a football field too? I know that Joe Burrow's was worse because it ruptured, but this one didn't rupture. So apparently it's not as bad. But again, I don't know how long it's going to take for AVG to take the field. So I kind of feel this is one of those insurance policies for that.
You say AVG so smoothly, it's like it should be his nickname. I'm like thinking to myself, like, do I really want to call him AVG?
Well, you don't have to call him AVG. You're not on the beat anymore, baby.
Listen.
But for those of us that follow, we're calling him AVG. I mean, Andrew Van Ginkel. I mean, just AVG, bro. Come on.
We call him Gink or Van Ginkel. He's just, Gink. But yeah,
AVG.
It rolls.
Of course it rolls. And he's going to roll to have a great season this year. Over and under in sacks. What's the number for Van Ginkel?
God. Are you really want to
5, 6, 7, 8,
4.5.
4.5. The over and under. All right, folks, on the chat board right now, on the Welton Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. On Twitter at Big O Show. AVG, over, under, 4.5 sacks. Over or under? Give me the vote right now.
He's not playing it. He's not playing ahead of Jalen Phillips. He's not playing ahead of Melvin Ingram. And right now, not playing ahead of Trey Flowers.
But when he's on, he'll be playing ahead of Trey Flowers once he gets on the field. But most importantly, he's playing opposite a lot of those guys. Yeah. So you got to worry about Agba. You got to worry about Jalen Phillips. You got to worry about Christian Wilkins. Guess who's coming, baby? AVG is coming to get you.
You have this overinflated opinion of Andrew Van Ginkel that I find so amusing. You and Joe Shad. Joe Shad loves Andrew Van Ginkel, and I'm like,
love me some Andrew Van Ginkel.
He's got
the locks too, bro. He's got the locks too. How am I not going to love somebody with locks? Come on.
It's there. I can see it. He's a cleanup man, and I respect it and I appreciate it. I would prefer an impactful player. Just me.
7 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, both recovered. Okay?
Impact.
That's what's going to happen. Impact. He's always around the football. He's got a knack for it. I know you don't want to admit it, but he's got a knack of being him, Brandon Jones. They've got that
man.
Knack. Huh?
Oh, my God. You're not putting Brandon Jones in that conversation.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm putting Brandon Jones there. That's why I mentioned it.
Brandon Jones.
You're Mr. Anti-Brandon Jones.
I'm not anti-Brandon Jones. Does Brandon Jones bust more plays than he makes in a given season? Yes or no?
He's young. He's learning. You're too hard on him.
Notice
you're
the
too
big
hard on these
young
players.
You know when he avoids the question.
I know he's still struggling a little bit in coverage. I know.
He busts more than he makes.
But but he does make plays. And he's a terrific blitzing safety.
I think terrific is overstating it. I think he's above board.
By the way, most people agree with me. They're all going over.
Do it.
Over.
Put money on it.
Over.
Put your money.
I already put money on the Dolphins over 8.5. If I'm gonna check Bet US if they've got an over 4.5 sacks for Andrew Van Ginkel, you damn right I'll bet that.
We will
He's gonna
bet
do it.
anything, won't we, as a society?
Jalen Phillips, over under 10 sacks.
I'm gonna go with under for this reason. I think he's going to have an injury at some point, and I hate saying that, but you know, history. I mean, history is the biggest indicator of the present.
And he had no injuries last year, right?
Yes, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, one in camp that grown.
No, but he didn't miss any games last year, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't. It wasn't. Some of it probably impacted him.
History, right there, bro. NFL history. Did not miss a game. What's wrong with you? It's not on a motorcycle, or was it a moped, or whatever the hell he got injured on? Come on, that was freakish. So you're anti-Brandon Jones, you're anti-Andrew AVG, and now Phillips, you don't give him 10 sacks. Are the Dolphins making the playoffs?
Damn, why are you gonna do me like that?
Well, it's this is probably your last hit. So yes, we need the prediction.
No, they're not.
Damn. So the Dolphins aren't making the playoffs. What is the Dolphins record?
I think they are a 10-win team. I think the AFC, barring injuries, is super stacked. Super stacked. And unless Miami sweeps the Patriots and Eagles and splits the series with the Jets, I just don't. What? I mean, no, I'm sorry. Sweeps and splits the series. Sorry. The Dolphins sweep the.
You drinking at noon or something?
Sweep the Jets and the Patriots, and then split the series with the Bills. I think that they won't advance because I think the AFC West is just so. I think 3 teams make it out of the AFC West, and I know they might beat up on each other, but that's a stacked.
So if they beat the Patriots and the Jets and split with the Bills, that's 5 wins already.
Yeah, but I mean,
they're not going to get out of the other 9 wins. That you don't think they get 9 games? They're not going to find more wins there.
Here's a reason why I'm factoring this in. One, I think your offense isn't going to get going until about midseason. That's just a prediction I've made and I've stood on, and I expect it to be consistent. Then I think you're going to take on some water from injury standpoint, and that's going to rely on your depth. And I really don't see this as a really deep team. And then the third factor is I really don't think this defense is as good as people think it is. And it certainly is not going to be as good as people think it is without Byron Jones. So, let's say, because I'm sorry, if Byron Jones is playing the season opener, he should have been start running on the practice field at least this week. At the very latest, if he's going to play in the season opener, right? We got, 13 days?
Right.
2 weeks? 2 weeks good enough for you to get ready for a season opener, Big O?
For him, yes. Yeah. For him, yes. Plus, you're facing a Patriot receiving core that doesn't scare my grandmother.
Devontae Parker don't put fear in your bones?
No, they have a guy named X that will put him in his pocket and just shut him down the rest of the night. So I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried about the Patriots at all. They beat the Patriots last year twice, and they're better this year. They have a better offense this year. They have a real coaching on offense. So you should beat the Patriots again twice this year. And where I disagree with you is if you have a better offense, you're going to have a better defense. If you can score more points, you'll have a better defense. If you have more leads, you'll have a better defense. So I don't know about time of possession because I don't see this as a time of possession team. Although I think Tua can control things with that short passing game and all that speed on the field. I think it's going to be really hard to stay with them. So, I see it a little different this year because I think the offensive side is going to bring a lot of balance to something that has been completely imbalanced for a long, long time with the Miami Dolphins. Because as you know, you've covered only a team that has to be carried by its defense every year. And now I don't think you have to be carried by the defense. I think you have to be complemented by the defense.
2016 is the last team that didn't have to be carried by the defense. They were
Right.
carried.
Yeah. Yeah. In 20 years, it's happened, the Ricky year or whatever, a couple of 3-4 times in 20 years. But more often than not, it's been the defense that carries, the Miami Dolphins every year. So I guess I'm a little bit more hopeful than you are with the team because I just see more competence. Don't you agree that there's more competence on the offensive side of the ball now compared to what you've seen? No?
Wow.
Check
with me when people smack them in the mouth, and we'll see where.
You're not answering the question. You're just you're not giving me. So you think they haven't? So you think they're not more competent on offense than they were last year?
I think all of the confidence is fiction, and when they have success and win games, and to me, can you run? Only question that matters to me about the Dolphin season: can you run the ball? You
don't think they're going to be able to run better this year than they have in the past?
I don't know. I saw one game against nobody playing for the Eagles, and the rest was crap. I don't know. I'm curious. I don't know. And Teron Armstead, we haven't seen a single thing with Teron Armstead, and when he comes out, maybe he is an absolute friggin' monster. And I've seen signs that he could be a monster, but he's been in bubble wrap for 3 months.
It's a smart thing to do.
It is a smart thing.
I wouldn't use X much. I wouldn't use Teron Armstead much. Connor, you had to use him because you put him in a new position. So you had to give him reps there because obviously he's playing center, which is incredibly important. So he had to play. He had no choice. But Teron Armstead,
I was a major advocate of Teron being signed. I'm a big believer in Teron. That film is ridiculous. Some of it he was playing hurt last year. He had something else along with the knee. I can't remember what it was, shoulder or hip or elbow. I can't remember. It wasn't hip. When we see that offensive line with Teron Armstead, I will have a better clue. I will have a better understanding. If they can run the ball, playoffs, 11 wins, it's tremendous success. Coach of the year candidate. If they can't run the ball, same old Dolphins.
I think they'll be able to. I don't think they'll dominate with the run, but I think they'll be more serviceable with the run now overall. Because
I didn't ask you to dominate. I just asked you to be respectable.
Yeah, I think they can get. I think they can get there. I think they can get there because of the way they're going to be able to scheme things.
Be top 15, running the ball.
Maybe
top 15.
I think they can get there. I think they can be in that area in the teams.
Are not ridiculous.
Yeah, no, you're right. They don't have to be dominant. They have to be complementary. So that way, at least, Tua has something he can lean on outside of the passing game. The good thing is you are going to have a lot of weapons out there on the field. And to me, that's going to be a real positive for this team. I like what I see. All right, what do you got going on, I Am Athlete?
We got the Joe Budden episode up now. And then we're working on next week's episode, and we're working on a live tour, and we're working on putting together a launch of a live show and the look of the live show from a podcast aesthetic standpoint. Everything Brandon Marshall does has to be aesthetically pleasing. So I'm dealing with a very finicky, high level taste. So we're trying to get the right look.
All right, just make sure you tell him don't bother racing Terrell Owens because he has no shot, like zero chance. Okay, hey. Terrell Owens can give him a 10-meter start and he'll beat him by 10 meters. Terrell Owens is not a human being. He's a cyborg.
I don't agree. I don't disagree with you, which is why when I sat there and he was committing to this race in 6 weeks, I thought, are you insane? Like
he couldn't beat Terrell Owens in his prime and Terrell now in a race. How is he going to beat him now in a race? Terrell Owens is a freak, bro. that dude was talking to you guys in a freaking sauna, right? Was
Yes,
he
he
in a
was.
sauna?
Yes, he was.
Holy shit, dude. I mean, his body is just
No, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. I don't
not
disagree with
normal.
you.
It's
Yeah,
not
no, it's
normal.
not normal. No, but
It's not
Brandon
normal.
wants
The guy
Brandon
ran
wants
a
to smoke.
4.4 the other day. He like beat a bunch of other dudes. Like I don't know who the other dudes were, but he smoked all those fools. And he's nearly 50 years old, dude.
He is 50. I think he's 52.
Oh, I thought he was 48. Okay, so he's 52. God,
That's the name.
damn, that was
Yeah, I
impressive.
didn't
Yeah,
think it
yeah.
was.
Tell Brandon, don't embarrass yourself, dude.
Hey, he already
Don't even-
committed to it, which is why
Okay.
he committed to it. And I don't think it's a wise move. But hey, who am I to tell a grown man what to do?
Yeah, no. All right. Well, if he wants to embarrass himself, go ahead. We'll be watching. And
Oh,
the memes will be happening and all that kind of stuff. And watch him pull up lame and a hammy or something like that.
Brandon likes a challenge, and
Does Brandon realize that he wasn't known for speed from the get-go? Like that's not what his game was.
But he ran like a 4.47 at the pro day. So
Yeah, what was that, like 30 years ago? Brandon Marshall was a Peterbilt truck playing wide receiver.
He's a big son of a bitch.
Right, exactly. That's what he is. A big son of a bitch.
He's exactly the same. You know what's funny? Because we were talking about this yesterday. He's the exact same size as Josh Allen. I can't even imagine a quarterback looking like Brandon.
Right.
Like,
that was the thing about Marshall is to defend him, you have to get around him. You can't get around him. He was very, very smart in using his body. And so that was to his advantage. Speed was not the reason why. He wasn't pulling away from people. Terrell Owens used to pull away from people, bro.
Yeah.
It's that guy, say, whatever you want to say about him personally, that's fine. But you cannot deny the talent ever that guy still possesses.
He's on a workout regimen. He's on a workout regimen, Brandon, and boss man, he's gonna do his thing. He's gonna do his thing, and we're all gonna be proud of him. Do you want to race a cyborg? Probably not.
No. That was a bad mistake. He should try to race you or me, not Terrell Owens. Come and embarrass us. Don't get embarrassed by Terrell Owens. But it is what it is. Check out I Am Athlete. You on Sirius too?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to be on today. I was on yesterday, have to be on today, guys. Take popping off to LA and not telling anybody. So, welcome to my life.
There you go. All right, follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly, and we appreciate the ride, my brother. It's been a great ride. Don't know if we'll be able to get you on again because I know you got the exclusive stuff, but we do appreciate everything. And I'm sure for you, it's refreshing to be able to make a change. Being on a beat as long as you were, it beats you down. So I definitely understand the change.
As much as I do miss it, this is challenging as hell, as you know. I do miss it. I do miss knowing what's going on, but the release of Lynn Bowden Jr. and Preston Williams, that's just like when you're not covering the beat, you just realize how like small and minutia that stuff is. Like your 44th player is not really going to make a difference in the scope of things.
No,
but
probably not.
It is.
Yeah.
Trey Flowers. Like, I don't even think anybody talked about Trey Flowers being signed nationally. And I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, we talked about it here on the show yesterday. A good rotational guy for them on the back end. Good insurance policy with AVG. So I get it. It made sense to sign him.
Yeah. Did you keep up with Shredder's retirement?
Yeah. That's why it's those things are a waste of time when we keep talking about something that one they didn't need because it wasn't like Connor Williams was spreading the ball all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when you really look at it, Connor overall just had to tweak his snapping. It wasn't erratic, dude.
It still needs tweaking.
Of course. It's not. You can't expect a guy that has not done it to switch over and be impeccable. You know what I mean? But overall, when you think about it, that he hasn't done it and he's doing it now. And by the way, he didn't have a high snap in the game on Saturday, so that was good for him.
He had one snap that Tua had to hop for. Yeah, he did have one. I remember.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Trust me, I paid attention. I was like,
okay. I don't know. I thought he was pretty clean when he was in there. But anyway, but overall, I think he's done a pretty good job. And so that's why, and he's blocked his ass off. So that's the other thing. It's not like he's struggled in blocking. It's just one thing that he's kind of tweaking, and eventually they'll figure it out. So I don't have a problem with it. It should be fun. All right, my brother. I appreciate you as always. And, you know, our doors will always be open down the line. So you never know. All right.
All right. Appreciate
Much
it,
love, man. Right. You got it. There you go. Omar Kelly. The ride ends for now because you just never know in this crazy business. That's our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report.
You've been listening to the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with Omar Kelly. For additions, home remodeling, or custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDconstruction.com is the custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
Out there, Connor is better at left guard than center. J.C. Treader addition would have made this line awesome. No, it wouldn't, Luigi, because he retired. So there's no would have, could have, nothing, bro. Losers play that game, Luigi. Okay? The reality is J.C. Treader was never available. Say it with me. J.C. Treader was never available. Connor Williams is the center. Period. End of story. That's it. J.C. Treader was a waste of time. He quit. His mind is not in the game. He was never going to be part of a team. So to keep talking about it is a waste of time. And to think that he might have been on the team, no, he was never going to be on the team. He was never an option. No one signed him. He wasn't interested. So he's never going to be part of the team. Connor Williams is the center. There's no if. There's no maybe. There's no nothing. Reality is he was never available, Luigi. So if you want, I'll tell mom to go wake you up from your dream. Wake up, Luigi. Wake up. J.C. Treader was never available. But because Luigi is the kind of fan that will then tell his buddy all year long, well, we should have had J.C. Treader. Well, J.C. Treader was never available. So how should we have had him? How should he be the guy? And then if Connor Williams kicks ass, nobody will ever know that Luigi really wanted J.C. Treader. How many of you wanted Matareza? Remember Sean? Right? You covered the draft with me. Where are all you Matareza guys? Oh, no, we need that punter. Oh, you saw our punting last year. Go get the punt god. Well, guess what? They didn't draft a rape god. Where are you? There's 757 people on the chat board right now. I guarantee you a couple of you reached out to me about Matareza during the draft. Where are you? But just like Luigi, none of us will ever remember that he keeps asking for a player that was never available. A guy that went out of his way not to sign with anybody, not to ever go to any camp, and just retire. But for Luigi, he'll keep saying that they should have had J.C. Treader. Let's live in reality. Okay? What's the reality? The reality is Connor Williams is your center. The reality is a coach that played center is coaching Connor Williams, a guy that knows way more about offensive line play than you or me. So let's trust them. Mike McDaniel knows offensive line play. He must agree with Frank that they can move Connor to center. Frank played center for Ben Roethlisberger at Miami of Ohio. He knows the position. You know, it just gets ridiculous when you do things like that. Like, well, we should have gotten J.C. Treader. When? How? What are you going to do? You're going to, you know what, Luigi? What you need to do is somebody go get Luigi a gold watch so he can walk up to J.C. Treader and then just hang the watch. JC, you are getting sleepy. Your eyes are getting heavy. Are you asleep? Okay. You want to play center for the Miami Dolphins. When you wake up, you will call Chris Greer and sign for $40 on a 4-year contract. And Frankie says, Big O, stop that. You're making me sleepy. Oh, Lordy. What do we have here now? Anything to talk about on the let me see. I don't think I see anything new so far. Overall in the Dolphins, they have made 13 moves today so far. Let me give you the 13 moves here. Oh, wait a minute. God damn it. Oh, I got to do it here. Let me make sure I've got them all right here. Let's see, where are we at here? Let me give you the overall moves just to make sure. Yes, sir. You have them with you?
Oh, no, but you were talking about the front office the other day, about how good they've been doing in the drafting. Yes.
Oh, I thought okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I fell asleep. I'm sorry. I'm in a trance here. Bill Barnwell sent out a tweet. He says the Patriots have had 13 first, second, and third round picks between 2018 and 2020. Right now, It looks like they went 2 for 13 in those picks.
Wow, that's awesome. That is so good. That is so good. I don't fear the Patriots at all. I keep telling you guys this. I just keep telling you guys this, that I don't fear the effing Patriots at all. The Dolphins beat them twice last year, and they're better now, and they're not. And he doesn't draft well. It's what I told you. Bill Belichick is going to prove to be the greatest complementary piece in the history of the NFL. He helped, obviously, Parcells with the 2 titles, and then Brady won the titles with him. And then Brady goes to Tampa and wins one without him. Like, that's the ultimate indictment, dude, right there. I saw the Zappy kid and all that, and it's always a whole the double standard just makes me sick to my stomach. And it always happens. And whether it's the Tua thing and now with the Belichick thing, I love how people are all programmed. Well, no, it's Belichick. They'll find a way. And to me, it's like, whoa, so we can't question this? I'm sorry. I'm going to question this. I'm going to question this. I don't believe that he's going to bail them out like people think. I don't believe they're going to be as good as people think that all of us. No, I don't. And that's because a lot of that stuff, he screws up a ton. Okay. So far, running back Sony Michel, Mohamed Sanu, Jared Dokes, Zaquandre White, Quincy Wilson, Elijah Hamilton, Owen Carney, Niles Scott, Adam Pankey, Blaze Andrews, Calvin Munson placed on injured reserve. Darius Hodge and D'Angelo Ross were waived with injury settlement. So far, that's what we have in releases today to go along with everything that was cut yesterday. And then they've got to then create their 16-player practice squad starting tomorrow, I guess, after 4 o'clock, right? I think it is. when they start, or 3 o'clock or something like that tomorrow. They'll start in the afternoon, trying to then people that clear waivers that they want to get back, they will try to build. But I am interested to see if a move is coming, because I just get a feeling, and knowing Chris Greer, for Christ's sake, the guy makes moves like you and I change underwears. Okay. So I'm almost waiting for that move for a returner. If Flores was the coach, Skyler gets cut, right? Oh, for sure. Let me tell you something. If Flores is here, there's no Tyreek Hill. There's no spending on Armstead and Connor, probably. Hell, he cut Flowers last year. The GM signs Flowers the year before because they need a veteran lineman. This idiot cuts Flowers, or forces him to move him to Washington and take a cap hit. Flo would have cock-blocked so much stuff that he would have left them in shattered. This team would not be nearly as good as it is right now. And let's not also forget, he can't build an offensive staff. My God, Tua would have to deal with that again. We would have the Tua that was beaten down at the end of the year. I don't want to see that Tua ever again. Why? Because that's like you and me. That's like me working with some loser named Kakayud. That's you just feel beaten down, and like, okay, you're working with a loser that has no talent or anything, and so there's no way. It's the same thing when you're working somewhere that you have no shot, or you're in a relationship that has no shot and you know it. You know what I'm saying? Or a partnership that has no shot and you know it, that kind of stuff. That's what would have been with Flo. It's just, you have no shot. Thank God Flo got fired. Flo getting fired changed the dynamics of everything for all of us. We are all, it's not just Tua, but we're all in a much better place. But Tua especially was going to feel automatically defeated if you brought back Flo. And I don't want to see that guy. I've been that guy, you've been that guy, or woman, whatever. That you've been somewhere, part of something that you know is not going to go anywhere. Funny part in our business is when you end up working with clowns like a Kakayud that actually thinks he belongs in this business or has any kind of talent to be in this business. That's the worst part. That's just a little caveat on my end that I got to add, because obviously a guy named Kakayud obviously does not belong anywhere on radio or anywhere near people or human beings. The girl that worked with you at 1210 looked like she had a shot. We had a lot of people at 1210 that, man, we had a good concept going, but obviously, when you're tied to clowns, you can't get anywhere when, a clown is part of it. A no talent clown too, because that's what Kakayud is. He's a no talent clown. True Fin Fan, thank you for the love in the super chat. He says, sweep Pats, Jets, split with Buffalo. That's 5-1 in the division. If we win 6 of the other 11, that's 11-6. I think we can. What do you say, San Orlando? I say you are correct. I got a 12th win, baby. I got a 12-5 for the Dolphins. That's my prediction, and I'm sticking to it. 12-5 and headed to the playoffs. How do you like them apples? Go ahead. 766 on the chat board. Call me a nutbag. Call me crazy. I say 12-5. What's your Finn prediction? Come on.
Blind ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
Hey, I resemble that. That's not right. 12-5.
No, I agree
Okay.
with you. I just wanted to hit it because everybody in the chat's been asking for it for a couple days.
Oh, okay. All right. So what's the predict? And don't forget to subscribe and like the program, man. Got a ton of people watching. Let's help the algorithms out there, man. We got 267 likes. There's 758 people watching. Please smash the like button and subscribe to the program. It's very important. I like it. I'm seeing some 11 and 6s here from Orlando Marvin, a 12 and 5 from Christopher Henry, a 13 and 4 from Too Extreme. He says, "Guess I'm a bigger nutbag." We're all nutbags. 0313 Fins has got a 13 and 4. Madden Franchise Mode GMs, 12 and 5 for Harold Wiley. David and Finn's Nation UK have got a 11 and 6. Brett loves the blind ass fan alert. Anthony says, Big O, my brother got me tickets to my first ever Dolphins game as an engagement gift. It's the Sunday night football game against the Steelers. Any recommendations on food and bars around that area? Right around that area, I would go. Hooters is right up the street on Pines and University. That's pretty close. Trying to think of bars right next to it. You know, they don't have I don't think they have a. They have a nice smoke shop if you like cigars. I like that place that's there on the corner across from the stadium. But sports bar. Trying to think of something really, really close. Can you guys help me out there? What am I missing that's like really close to this to the stadium? I'm going to say Hooters, Pines and University, because it's right on University. You just got to go north a couple miles, and it's right on your right side. That one's pretty easy to get to. Okay. Where's Bo Campers at? Is there one right by the stadium? Or are you talking about the one on 75?
It's further down University, I think. It's on Pines and University, I think.
Right by Hooters? Hooters is Pines and University.
Then it's further down. It's maybe Sheridan and maybe before Sheridan University or something.
Okay, okay. Well, that's a little farther.
Actually,
that's
might be back further toward Miami Gardens now I think about it.
Oh, you're talking about the one off of 75.
No, it's on Palm, I believe. Okay, is on Palm. It's on Pines and Palm, I believe, is what it is.
Pines and Palm.
Yeah, when you're going down toward University on Pines.
Oh, you go west.
Well, no, if you're heading east, it's on the right hand side in that shopping complex across from the doctor offices there.
Oh, okay, I know where you're at. Okay,
Pines.
all right, okay, all right. Well, there you go. Bo Campers is another one right there.
Wait,
So Carlos,
I'm
that's what I was thinking of, the I-75 Miramar one. That is, dude, that Bo Campers at night when it's lit up off of the lake, that shit looks nice, dude.
I'm being told that's a bruise room. I'm sorry. On the chat, they're saying that's a bruise room that I'm explaining.
Oh, that's okay.
So
well,
I'm sorry. I stand corrected.
Nothing wrong with Bruise Room too, man. That's a good place also. I go to the one here on Bird Road, close to my house. Pines and Palms, says Deonta. You are correct. Thank you. Eric says Rochester, New York needs a Dolphins bar badly. We used to have our own at the distillery on Mount Hope back in the day, no longer. Well, wait a minute. Ask Lisa and Ragin. I thought they said there's a Dolphins bar in the Rochester, Buffalo area. I don't know if Lisa is watching right now or Ragin, because they're both from that area, Eric. I think there is one. I don't know why, but I think there is one. And we need to keep that going, bro. We need to visit Dolphin bars. Dolphin bars around the world need to fly us out there, and we got to host Dolphin. We have to host shows at Dolphin bars around the world. We need to pick that up. We did 3 already this year. We need to do more. What do we got? What do you got, Sean?
Hold on,
Byron Jones, play something up.
Oh, I was just going to go over right now. The Dolphins released the roster moves. They waived wide receiver Lynn Bowden, Larnell Coleman, River Craycraft, offensive lineman Kellen Dice, linebacker Cameron Good, linebacker Porter Gustin, defensive tackle Benito Jones, offensive lineman Solomon Kinley, safety Verone McKinley III, wide receiver Braylon Sanders, tackle Keon Smith, defensive tackle Ben Stilley, wide receiver Preston Jones. The team also placed cornerback Byron Jones on the reserve PUP, performance unable to perform list, and linebacker Brendan Scarlett on injured reserved.
Okay.
So,
all right. So Byron Jones is definitely out for 4 weeks now. All right.
Does that make you question why we weren't bringing cornerbacks in, though? I mean, with what we saw from everything else, because we talked about it yesterday, when they had a need, they went and they kind of replaced it. Or maybe they believe in what they got at cornerback.
Yeah, no, they must. They must. They have to believe in what they have at cornerback. No doubt. Or there isn't anybody out there that's the other thing. If you sign a Joe Hayden, he knows he's only going to start for a couple weeks and then he's got to go to the bench. Is he going to be happy with that? And maybe they don't want to deal with that. Or Janoris Jenkins is available and you're going to tell either of those kind of guys, hey, listen, we only need you for a month. Once Byron comes back, we're happy with our backups. And then those guys may be like, yeah, no, I don't want to sign there for a month. Maybe they're waiting for somebody to be completely gone for the year, and then they've got a shot to fill that spot in for the rest of the year. So that's the other thing that we don't know behind the scenes, what's going, like the JC Treader thing. Kept talking JC Treader, and the guy never really wanted to play. And it was never an option. So I don't know if Janoris Jenkins is an option. I don't know if Joe Hayden is an option. I don't know if I want to say it was Xavier Rhodes is another one that's out there. There's a couple of veteran corners that are still available that haven't signed, but I don't know what those guys want to do. I'm just not sure. So let's see. What else do we have here? Byron Jones being out. Let me ask you something. How's that receiving core for the Patriots? Is it something that scares you? Not at all. X can take out Devontae. I don't even know if Devontae will last the game because he probably will get injured. And what else do they have that scares you? So Byron isn't going to be missed here. The Ravens game. I'm sorry, I must have missed it. Is Lamar Jackson some kind of a passer? I'm sorry, I must have missed it. Do the Ravens have a receiving core that scares you? No. In fact, their best receiver, Hollywood Brown, said, yeah, I need to get out of here. I'm not wanted here. I'm not really useful because we don't have a passing quarterback. We have a running quarterback. So your corners aren't going to get tested there. Your corners are going to get tested in 2 games. So you're missing them for 2 games, and that's the Bengals and the Bills. Those are the games that you're going to need Byron Jones. That's where you're missing him. But let's also be honest. The Patriots and the Ravens, you're not missing Byron Jones there at all. At all. Nick Needham and company can fill the slot opposite of X, and they'll be just fine, man. You don't have to worry about it. It's not a big deal. Now, against the Bills and against the Bengals, who have the best receiving core, arguably in the NFL, that could be a problem. Yes. Yes, sir. What do you got for us?
Oh, my math isn't good. Okay, so I'm not gonna, go in there. But they were at 55. Then they cut Benito, River Craycraft, and Braylon Sanders. That takes them to 52. So now they would have a spot to sign somebody if they wanted to add that cornerback position.
It's a cornerback. It's a returner. Yeah. It's an offensive lineman. It's a linebacker. It's something like that. Yes.
And then plus, as we all know, this isn't a final roster right now. There's going to be a lot of moves still to go, but that puts him at 52 if my math is right, depending on where everybody is at, because Barry Jackson sent out that Braylon Sanders had made it, but the Dolphins have him as being waived. So that would take one more off of the 53 to make it 52.
Yeah. And I would figure Braylon was going to be released to try to get on.
And then, as they point out in the chat, 51 with Byron on the pup, because we had Byron also on there. So there's actually
they're making moves, bro. We're talking Chris Greer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the guy's name is Chris Greer. Do you guys know who he is? You ever seen him make a trade? No, you've seen him make 100 trades. He's making moves, man. He's making moves. There's something going on. Let's see. Ragin says we have a Dolphins bar here in Rochester. Lisa Rose goes to the distillery on Mount Hope. I like to go to Hooligans East Side Grill in Webster. Lots of Finns fans at both. There you go. I told you, Eric. I told you, bro. You got to check with Ragin and Lisa. They know. Okay? I love the Dolphins nation. That's why I laugh at people that say we don't have great fans. And I'm like, dude, you don't follow us. You don't know. Why would you know? Are you the guy that does, like me, a show that I've had presidents of Dolphin clubs all over the world on? In fact, I think that's a segment we need to bring back. And so it to me, I think we have one of the great fan bases out there, because we haven't won in a long time. And our team, as much as we root for that team, we haven't seen them win in a long time. And yet we have a rabid fan base that follows this team all over the world. That's why, to me, it's funny when people say, oh, you don't have a great fan base. Yeah. And here's the thing that's kind of weird. And I know this is going to be viewed as an excuse when it's really a fact. South Florida is a weird, it's a transient town. It's not like people like me are very rare in South Florida. I was born in Belglade, Florida, which is in the northwest corner of Palm Beach County. But very few of us are actually born and live and raised in South Florida or Florida, period. Most people came from another part of the country or another part of the world. There's so many people from all over. It's like Southern California. It's the same thing. There's so many people from all over that they bring their other teams with them, their love for other teams. We're the sixth borough in South Florida. Do you think all the New Yorkers that come down here become Dolphin fans? No, dude, they stay Jets and Giants fans. And they stay Yankees and Mets. And they stay Islanders and Rangers and Devils and all that stuff. They don't change. They stay Red Sox fans and Bruins fans, and they don't change. And Cubs fans and all that stuff, they don't change. They don't inherit our teams. And I get it. They were raised with those teams. That's the teams they should love. I was raised with my Miami teams. That's who I love. So, but when people tell us that we don't have a great fan base, I laugh because they don't really understand. And they don't see the real commitment from our fans all over the world. I think the Dolphins have a great fan base. And the fact that we have Dolphins bars all over the world, that tells you all you need to know about that Dolphin fan base and how loyal they are and how much they love their team. So it's interesting when people talk about that kind of stuff. I view it a little differently overall. Dolphins have dive bars. Hey man, bars are bars. Doesn't matter. Both sides of my family, Rajan says, are from Fort Lauderdale, and we moved to Rochester in 72. All of us are still rabid Fins fans. My new supervisor is a Fins fan, too. There you go. Jay Bala says, national media will be shocked at the sleeping giant of our fan base. They don't even know they have no concept of it. None. Most of the media has zero clue about dolphin bars all over the world, which I'm sure all 32 teams don't do it. Maybe there's some other teams that have their own bars all over the world, but not all 32. Very few have the juice that the Dolphins have to have bars like that all over the world. Dude, you know what it is to have a dolphin bar in Rochester? That's crazy. Orlando Marvin says, I am Orlando born and proud to be from Florida. My friend Big O and I have been Fin for life. That's it, baby. Ron G says, Massachusetts born and raised to be a Dolphin fan since I was a child. Mob Rule says, Jets absolutely suck. You have to be a you have to be sadistic to be a Jets fan. And after all the drama, take Fireman Ed's advice and give it up. Yeah, I'm sure there aren't Jets bars all over the world. I know, Holt, you were joking about the dive bars. Man, born in New York, raised in Homestead, Miami, Florida, moved to Vegas and Miami. Miami fan till I'm in the grave. Big O, I was surprised to see Kinley and Bowden cut. Really thought that they would make the team. I think all of us did. I think we thought that Solomon had improved enough to make the team. I'm with you there. And then Bowden, because of the special team stuff, I thought that was giving him an inside track, but that tells me that there's something out there, man. And they're going to make a move. There's something. I don't know what the hell it is. And by the way, will Gesicki be moved for something? That could be the case. Remember, the key will be that they absorb a portion of Gesicki's salary, and they have cap space. So they're going to be able to take that hit to then move the player, open the space, and maybe acquire a player or two in Gesicki's return or a pick or something like that. So that could end up happening here in the next 24 hours. That's a possibility right there. Okay. What's this? Born and raised in Kentucky, no NFL team here. Chose Dolphins around 5 or 6 years old. Dolphin fan for life. That's interesting. Was it like Marino or something? I don't know what age you are, at 5 or 6 in Kentucky. I'm just wondering what triggered it. What person, what game, what moment? Because it's usually something that triggers it. You know what I mean? Luigi says, been a Dolphin fan all my life, even though born and raised and still living in the Buffalo area. Could not stand O.J. Simpson growing up, and Dolphins were the team in the 70s. Well, you probably knew O.J. was a slasher in more ways than one. Big O, do you have a favorite big play from the Dolphins? Mine is the kick team trick play from the 2020 against the Eagles. I got to go with the hook and lateral. The hook and lateral. I think I said lateral. Lateral. I'll go with that. That's probably my favorite play, or the spike play. No, I'm going to go spike play because we hate the Jets. Yeah. Spike play is the way to go. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, but it's the law. I have to go with the spike play. That's the only thing that makes sense, is that you pick the spike play. Right? I mean, if we're going to really hate the Jets, then you've got to give me the spike play as the end-all, be-all right there. That would be my favorite play. Okay? Hook and lateral could be, but fake spike has to be the one. I personally think Marino would agree with me on that one, on the spike play. I think so. We love Danny Boy, don't we? Right, Danny? We love you.
What is my point?
I don't know. What is your point? You tell me.
It's talent.
I got you.
I have talent. That's it. That's the answer.
Right.
I can act.
Yes, he can. He can act. Definitely. We love Marino.
There's no better feeling in the world than beating the Jets in the Meadowlands.
You're right about that.
There's no better feeling in the world than beating the Jets.
Yep. Beat them Jets. Yes, sir.
I drove a golf cart naked once.
Well, that's a little too much information there for Marino.
There must be some pretty dumb teams in the league.
Yeah, the Jets are actually one of those dumb teams. Man, come on.
I just hope I do them proud. That's what I'd like to do, is just have fun and make all the Dolphin fans proud.
You did, baby. You did. We failed you. We didn't get you a defense. We didn't get you a running game. We didn't get you half of the right side of the line.
Let me get this straight,
Yes, exactly. Well, thank you, Manny. Manny Ramirez chiming in. The Greg Camarillo play against the Ravens. Okay. Tanner Connor made the team so far. No IR. He'll go on the IR. It's probably they're working out a little injury thing or something. Spike play was a one-time thing. Hook and lateral has worked for us multiple times with multiple QBs. Yeah, but there's only one hook and lateral play that actually counts. It's the Chargers game, but it was a loss. So I'm gonna go Marino in the spike play. I have to go with the spike play. That's the one that really, that's the deal right there. Both Tanner Connor and Skylar Thompson have made the Dolphins' initial 53. Mr. Teddy says, born and raised in Orlando for 30 years now, live in Southern Illinois, and see Dolphin fans here all the time. I know we have an incredible fan base, a worldwide fan base. We have fans and we have a ton of young fans all around, which I can't explain that, by the way. People like our guy, Chad, the Seaman. I don't know how the Seaman's a Dolphin fan. When I see young fans, I'm really, really impressed because they haven't lived any of the good moments. And yet somehow or another, they're huge fans of the team now. It's impressive. All right, what's not impressive is what we did yesterday. We came up short in our liquor split matchup of the night. Well, guess what? Let's do it again. We need to get back on the winning track. We've lost like 3 in a row right now. It is time to get on the winning side. And you're always a winner with Liquor Split.
It's time to tap that app. And no one loves to tap that app like the Big O. Here's the Liquor Split matchup of the night.
Yesterday, I failed you. I said to go with the Dodgers. They had a hell of a pitcher on the mound and everything. Gosselin is 16-1. They end up going 10 innings, and the Dodgers eked out the win 3-2. We laid the 1.5 runs, so unfortunately, we came up short by half a run. We can't complain. We've won a lot by half a run. We've lost a lot by half a run. We've won by half a goal. We've lost by half a goal. I mean, it's been, something of a thing with it, right? So tonight they are starting a set with the Tampa Bay Rays. And the Rays obviously are a much better team than Miami. Jesus Luzardo is 3-5 with a 3.34 ERA. And Shane McClellan The former Astro, if I'm correct, McClanahan, I'm sorry, is 11-5 with a 2.20 ERA. Tampa Bay is favored by a 1.5. The over and under is 6.5. Tampa is minus 225 in the money line, and Miami is plus 185 in the money line. The runs are not there. The Rays have a terrific pitcher on the mound. Luzardo has not done a bad job. I will give him credit, but I think the Rays are going to come up with enough offense here. I'm going to lay the 1.5 runs here. I'm going to go Tampa Bay. And let's see if we could get back on the winning track and see if Shane McClanahan and the Rays beat the Marlins by 2 runs or more to get us in the win column. What are you going to do? The Marlins are the Marlins. What are they? They're what is it? 55 and 73 right now. Yeah, they're struggling big time right now. It's pretty ugly. Give me Tampa Bay minus 1.5 runs. And don't forget, Liquor Split is Miami's own liquor store. Use our code BIGO15. You will get 15% off your first order in the Miami area. In the Tampa area, we've expanded over to the Tampa area. So check it out. BIGO15. Order your favorite liquor. We don't want you getting in the car, drinking and driving. No. You want to keep that party going. You need some more vodka. You need some more whiskey. You need some more wine, some more beer, maybe some snacks, maybe some smokes. Liquorsplit.com will take care of it, folks. All right. Go to the app, iOS or Android, and download it and tap that app. We love tapping that app. Liquor Split. Use our code BIGO15. Liquor Split. That's our Liquor Split matchup of the night.
The matchup of the night is brought to you by Liquor Split, Miami's own online liquor store. Liquor Split. Download then tap that app and get your favorite liquor delivered to you for just $2.99. No risk, no drinking and driving. Tap that app with Liquor Split.
There we go. Dan B says move to SH. I would say San Jose. Is that what that is? In 72, and have been a Fins fan ever since, even though Tampa was established, never ever left the Fins, even though have been disappointment, never left. Dan the man, fake Spike. Amen. Yes, that game sucked. Ozzie Newsome faking injury the whole game. It wasn't Ozzie Newsome. You're talking about Kellen Winslow in the Chargers game. Ozzie Newsome played for the Browns. But you're talking about Kellen Winslow Sr. We're not talking about the soldier. No. We're talking about Senior. Not the soldier that ruined his career on a motorcycle. What an idiot. You know, when sports and music collide, we love doing one thing on this show. It's called the KSDT Sports Business Report. All right. You know, I've got some cards. They're just not worth much. I wish I had a card like this. Mickey Mantle, a 9.5 graded Mickey Mantle, more than 50 years after he played his last game for the Yankees. On Sunday, this 52 Topps Mantle card sold for $12.6 million, setting a new record for sports collectibles as the most valuable sports card ever sold at an auction. An 8-figure auction result in the sports market was the stuff of fantasy just a decade ago, says Chris Ivory of Heritage Auctions, director of sports auctions. We always knew this card would shatter records and expectations. Sold by Heritage, the card was graded at a 9.5 Sports Card Guarantee Corporation. Its price surpassed the T206 Honus Wagner, which sold for $725 million earlier this year. The card also beat the $9.3 million sale of the jersey worn by soccer player Diego Maradona, and the prize mantle card was brought up by market and brought to the market by Anthony Giordano, who purchased the coveted collectible for $50,000 in '91, at the time a record for sports trading cards. Damn. Dude bought it for $50,000, sold it for $12.6 million. That is an investment, ladies and gentlemen. That's one hell of an investment. 50,000, you turn it into 12.6 million. Wow. Damn. That's life, and that is a sweet KSDT CPA Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
Yesterday, I guess social media got a little crazy as Lamar Jackson ends up liking a tweet that was sent out that had a picture of him in a Dolphin jersey. And, sometimes you have, silly ass fans and fans are fanatics. They aren't necessarily sensible, all the time. So somebody puts out this whole thing of him in a Dolphin jersey, and he liked it. Okay. So he ends up liking the picture. And he also mentions that, growing up, he was a Cowboys fan, but always had the Dolphins second, were no doubt. And then somebody was also claiming that, he wants guaranteed money, and they already offered him $250 million, and he turned it down, and he said, not true. So, he's going back and forth. And obviously, the Dolphin fan that put it up says, you both can come and cry in Miami's Dolphin Uni. Tears of joy when we host the Lombardi. And, it's silly ass fans. I mean, anybody that would want Lamar Jackson over Tua would be absolutely out of their minds. But whatever. I mean, it is funny. Lamar is desperate to get his contract situation going. So this is all part of the plan to get, the Ravens thinking a little more or desperate or something. I told you this a couple of weeks ago. There's a part of me that thinks that the Ravens aren't necessarily that much in a hurry to give him a big-ass contract. I think they want him to take that gamble on himself this year. And here's the thing that a lot of people aren't willing to think of, because I see a lot of people brag about the stats. And yeah, I get it. It's an offense built for the regular season. He's a freak of all freaks. It's an adjustment. It's hard to prepare every week or any week when you play the Ravens. You just can't mimic that in practice because nobody's ever been like Lamar Jackson. There's nobody that can run like that. It's freakish. So it's really hard to duplicate. So it's hard to prepare for. But in the end, it's been easy to decipher in the playoffs. You shut it down and he can't beat you with his arm. And he proves that all the time. That's why I'm not worried about the Ravens game. I don't care that it's in Baltimore. They'll zero blitz his ass again. And he's not going to be able to read and respond. And he's got lesser receivers now. So I'm not really worried about that. But I get it. He's using all of this as leverage. He's in the middle of contract negotiations. His mom, him, whatever, which has got to be so awkward to be doing all of that. But I'm just telling you, if you're a Dolphin fan, and not that this was ever going to come to fruition or anything like that, but just the thought of it, if you actually think you're better off, you really don't understand the quarterback position. And there's a lot of people, and listen, I went through this with Ryan Tannehill. I get it, man. some people really don't understand the quarterback position. And so they fall in love with numbers and whatever, and they don't really realize and watch how those numbers came about and why, and the limitations to some of the reasonings on how you got there, whether it's Tannehill, whether it's Lamar Jackson. And then eventually they will then see the light. And a lot of you were either suckered at the beginning with Ryan Tannehill, or you then got suckered after he went to Tennessee and you actually thought he was a real quarterback when he's not. And neither is this guy with Baltimore. He's a fantastic young man. He's not a real quarterback. And if I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I think this is the year that kind of then puts the nail on the coffin, and a lot of people will figure it out. Yeah, dude, he's really just a runner. He's not really ever going to get better as a passer. And listen, Josh Allen has done a nice job of proving me wrong and becoming a better passer. He's still not exactly where he needs to be, but damn, he's good enough that he plays at an MVP level at times, like he did in the AC Championship game in a loss. He'll still have his erratic moments, but he has a knack for making plays, man. And you can't teach that. And I'm talking about with the arm. So I give him credit because he has proven me wrong in that sense. Ryan never proved me wrong, and I think Lamar will prove me right also. And a lot of people will end up, all those people that talked about and bragged about Lamar, then they'll all say, oh, no, yeah, he's not really that passer. But go ahead and like whatever you want and try to, get the Ravens to be thinking that, they need to be desperate to sign you there to a contract. All right, 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the program, or if you're watching, please subscribe to the program. We want to get to 25,000. Help us grow and get to 25,000 subscribers. You're about to get us to 14, so we got a little ways to go now to get to 25. Thank you so much out there. And also hit the like button too. And the notification bell will tell you when we're on. Okay. On the Welton Rayom text line, the fake spike is the best. We beat the Jets, and if my memory serves me correctly, the Jets didn't win another game that year. It broke their backs. Couldn't happen to a more deserving team. Go Fins. I forgot about that. I don't even know if it's true or not if the Jets never won a game after that. That's pretty cool. That's a nice nugget after that. I have Dolphins 8-3 after week 11. No teams from week 5 through 11 really scare me. Yeah, but it's a 17-game schedule. You got to give us the 17-game prediction. Man, I'm telling you, Omar is checked out. Didn't even know Williams was cut. It's his job to know this before us. Well, it's not his job anymore. That's why I kind of stayed away from that stuff when we were talking about the quarterback, and he didn't want to talk about the quarterback. I didn't want to get too deep into the cuts because if he didn't know Preston Williams, I didn't know what else he wasn't going to know about the cut. So, so yeah. Fun fact, last time we beat the Lions was when Saban was coach. Mike saved us. Big O from South Texas. Whatever happened to Brady Papinga? Brady is doing good. He's out in Southern California. I brought him on the show, a while back. Right, Sean? It was a while back that we brought Brady on. We'll bring him on again during the regular season. He's such a good dude. Love Brady, man. Really good dude. I'm ready for your big rant to everyone this season coming up, Big O. G from Pennsylvania. Thank you, G. I appreciate you. Big O, will Joe Shad now replace Omar for the EJD Construction Report sponsor? No. Joe Shad is coming to back to the program. He'll be on next week. And it's a new sponsor. Hijinks Sports Bar, by the way, in Boca. That is a place that Joe goes to a lot in Boca. He loves their food, their wings. He swears by their wings. I got to try their wings. And so they are the new sponsor. And EJD is going to be switching over to Alan Poupart. because Sports Grill will be switching over to fantasy football. So, yeah. So everything is all planned out and set up and everything. As I've told you for a while now, Joe's coming back. Just there's business to all of this, man. This isn't a show that is done by somebody for a hobby. I'm not in mom's basement or anything. This is a business. And so in order to do the things that we have to do, it takes sponsors, it takes money. That's why I ask you, and we beg you every day, to smash the like button, to subscribe, all of those things, visiting our sponsors, all of those things help us get better and grow and give us more power to bring you the show that you deserve every single day as a South Florida sports fan all over the world. Okay? And you're going to get the objective coverage here that you're not going to get anywhere else. That's the beauty of it. And you've got the best insiders, but it's not free. It's free to watch, but it takes money to put all of this together. So, whenever you guys make a donation, whenever you guys, you go to myedgedrink.com and use our code Big O and get 10% off, and you get the best. And this is serious. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't represent anything crappy. This is the greatest energy drink on the planet right there. That's how you help us. You go to myedgedrink.com, you get it delivered to your house, 10% off using our code Big O. That's how you help us. That's how you keep this thing alive and keep it growing, man. Got to help us. If you want it to grow, you got to be a part of it. And I tell you all the time, it's I don't bullshit you guys. Good, bad, or indifferent, I'm going to give it to you straight. Does Joe Shad give them an A+ grade? Well, I mean, if he swears by the wings, he has to give it an A+. I mean, that may, when we bring on Joe Shad next week, that'll be the thing that we got to ask him. It'll be the first A+ we'll get out of Joe Shad. That's big news. I think the people at Hijinks Sports Bar are going to be very happy that Joe Shad is giving them an A+. So, Jets went on to lose the other 4 games left in their season, making it a 5-game losing streak after the fake spike. Thank you, Andrew. You probably went and looked it up. Thank you, sir. I wouldn't even know if it was 4 games left or 5 or 7. So long ago, I forgot exactly when it happened in the season. DDW and you are combining today? Yes, we are. We are going to be together in a few minutes. So, yes. You are correct, sir. What else do we have going on? Can't wait for Canes. But I'm looking forward to the bigger games, but at least on Saturday we get to watch something. So I'm looking forward to that, So how did Sam Eguavoen make I have no idea. I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know if he's got some pictures or something, but I haven't seen him make a regular season contribution as a linebacker on this team that matters. When he does, it'll be the first one. What can I tell you? Cameron Good is probably going to the practice squad if they can get him through the waivers. So that's probably what's going to happen. I would have kept Good over Eguavoen, but hey, man, that's their deal. What can we tell you? They're the coaches, whatever they look. We're talking about back end of the roster stuff. That's not going to be the end all be all. It's Tyreek Hill and Agba and people like that, and Tua, and those are the people that are going to get the Dolphins to places. So we can't get too crazy about the fringe side of the roster. All right, we are out of here. We thank Cameron Wolfe and Omar Kelly for joining us as always. We appreciate everybody that tuned in. And of course, if you sent in a text, if you sent in a donation, and remember Cash App or Venmo, that's Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show on Cash App or Venmo if you want to send in a donation. Also reach out to us on Twitter at Big O Show. If your business wants to be a part of our platform, 786-754-4664. You can also reach out on email at bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. But our business line, you can reach out to us there if you want to be a sponsor of our program, 786-754-4664. We will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a great one.